do this all day.
I like it.
Let's go!
How we doing, guys?
The boulder's over his conflicted feelings, and now he's ready to bury you in a rock-a-latch.
I'm gonna assume Rouch is as well. I know. What's up? No, we are good, sir. We are in it. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. What? So, here we are. Episode 2. Gonna be talking about... What are you drinking over there? What cup is that? It's Kobu's? Oh. Oh, I still don't know what any of that is. Oh, alright. Sick. Oh, sick. Dope. Who doesn't get a lid for their cup? How, that doesn't even make sense to me. Sick. Love it. Now, if this window would just be normal over here, that'd be great. On my other screen over yonder. Yeah. So yeah, we are going to be making a tier list for the MCU up to Black Panther dose. Yeah, over here. Over there. That way. There it is. Boop. But yeah. Hey, we did it. That way. So yeah. Let's just start with what's everybody been up to? Rouch, you want to go first? What have you been watching? What have you been playing? What have you been doing? That is horse shit. Is that the one that I've seen you play the most? Of course you want to. Which I thought you were done with already. That's the one that you showed me, that they made like Resident Evil 3, but then Capcom was like, yo, get fucked. Right. It looks really cool. Like, yeah, I hate it. Have you watched anything? Like a year? Close to a year? 9 months? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I fucking love it. Physical 100. Yeah. I don't know, I'm not fit. Squid Games.
More reality TV-ish. It's all just like
powerlifters, fitness trainers, models, influencers, like people that are just any level of fit. This one kid walked in looking like he was coming out of like school from an anime, and he's like, what was he? He had like that fucking bowl cut and everything. He's on the national team, yeah. Yep. Oh, but I did my best. I gave it my all. So we put it on last night. I finished watching the dumb, like, bartender show. Like the mixologist thing on Netflix. I was like, I love dumb television like that, like those pointless competitions where I just judge everybody. And so I finished that and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I click it and like he's like chilling on the couch And then we immediately got sucked into this. The first episode was just their introductions, like all 100 people. I'm like, yo, I fucking like this old guy. F this dude, F this dude. And the first challenge was them just hanging. They had to hang as long as they could, like they put this whole, yeah, so the first winner, because they split it up into 50-50, the first winner went like 15 minutes, and then the second one went like 16 minutes 40 seconds. Because we were thinking like, so there's like the power lifters that are just built like a fucking house, and then there's these like scrawny, just normal dudes that are just ripped. Like, these power lifters would just snap these guys in two. How are they separating this? This is how they do it. All the power lifters and everybody fell in like, I don't know, 2 minutes. Yep. Nope. Yep. Yeah, so whoever has the ball at the end of the time wins. Which, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like, nope, 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 and Rouch agreed, and we just immediately just turned the TV off. And that's where we left off on that show. But like, I'm absolutely watching more of that tonight. Oh, it completely is. Rouch, you been watching anything else? I still need to watch that. I've only seen episode 2. You watch that? I know we watched Smile. I fucking hated it. It's modern horror. That's how modern horror is done, and I fucking hate it. Yeah. I still need to see Barbarian.
I quite enjoy horror. Like, I've mentioned it before. I think I mentioned it at the podcast. I grew up.
Mm-hmm. Because you're your grandfather? Okay. Oh, that's what I do, and I love it. And everybody else around me hates it. Absolutely hates it. You also watched, not The Menu, the vampire one. Is that The Invitation? A working girl. Yep. The best part about it was, while he was watching it, so I'm in the kitchen, obviously cooking. I didn't need to watch his movie because he was just narrating everything. Like, what the fuck? Like, of course this is how this is happening right now. Everything in the trailer showed all of this. Certain things I avoid completely. Like, the only reason I watched the Guardians one was by mistake. It was like, I was just some form of social media. I'm just going through. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is the trailer. Well, now I'm watching it. That and I forget, Rouch, I think you told me to watch the Ant-Man trailer. Because you're... I'm saying it now, I'm ready to hate the last Ant-Man movie. I'm ready to do it. I just think it's not going to be done well. It shows a good amount, and I'm sure it's a bunch of misdirections with shit, but they're gonna kill Paul Rudd. Because that's how the MCU is going now. Yeah. You did make me watch 2 episodes of an anime, and not the one that I'm going to be talking about that I disliked, because yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds good.
So I was enjoying that, and this is where I'll transfer to what I've been watching. So, this is in so many things. pop culture, everybody references it, you know, clothing lines, everything. Fucking Evangelion. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Fucking hate it. Fucking hate it. It's terrible. Ah, so nothing else is coming through, guys. Fuck. We might... Yep. This is a problem. I don't know why this is... Well, let's just figure this out in real time, and then we'll just restart this then. Everybody... Yeah, everybody keep talking. I'm gonna try to fuck with shit. Fuck. That wasn't even the worst part. It was just... Hey, we're gonna spend this entire time telling you exactly what the fuck we're doing. There is no thought whatsoever. Incorrect. I'm not taking away that it's not important. I just fucking hate it.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn. It's all like the really heavy stuff.
Like, I've gone back to
RJ, can you hear them yet? Fuck. Nope. That one's great.
Oh, yeah. Bebop's back.
Also like Rocksteady. Yes.
Also,
You know what I'd really like? If this would just start to fucking work.
what did you change?
Nothing. Not a thing.
Wait, so no.
You can hear them a tiny bit.
What is your sound level look like when it's off? It's decibels.
Yeah, you guys are right in the green. Nowhere near peaking. Yeah, but it's that one that I have very low. Well, Rouch is here. Truth is not. Yeah, he's 2 levels up. Well, let me figure out which one of these is. Pause that. Okay, that is that. So talk again, guys.
I'm talking again.
That was Rouch talking, and this is me talking. Hello.
Okay, now none of that's working, so that's cool. So we got that going for us.
I heard I'm talking.
You might be hearing that coming through.
That's fair.
Yeah, RJ saying he's barely here. I can pull the mic close. That's not right.
No.
I mean, you're crystal clear.
Yeah, you guys are loud AF for me. Hundo P. Okay. Audio properties. Do.
Okay, this is our beta season.
Yeah.
Work out the kinks.
Either way, that's what the first couple episodes are for.
Yeah.
One way or another, we'll get the hang of things, the swing of things, things start much smoother every time.
Okay. Do.
I
Yeah.
can't remember though, are you recording this as well, secondarily, or just through Twitch?
Just through Twitch, which sucks.
I was gonna say, we can keep going with topic, like, pre-topic stuff anyway, but we don't want to miss too much.
Yeah.
Because I also have to leave.
We might have to do this Saturday if this is the problem. Because actually maybe tomorrow night, I don't know. But let's just get this. Yeah. This is really like aggravating.
I'm sorry, Michael.
So what is Discord coming, like, what is that distributing to?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Oh, that? Just directly through my headset, which is. Because I have 2 audio things. I have desktop audio and audio output capture. Because that's how I made it work so everybody be able to hear you. Now I'm just trying to figure out what's what. Because nothing seems to be making sense anymore.
Well, again, can you just change the level if you can hear us?
It might be coming through my actual mic.
All the way upstairs.
No, like from my headset catching it in my mic. Yeah.
I think that's a future episode idea, honestly. Maybe not with each film, but maybe just MCU characters.
Yep. Captain America. Absolutely smash.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know what? Because the movies that need to make sense.
Yeah. They sure are. Wait, let me raise up this to see where this is coming from. You guys are both pretty high. Well, that would be it. That's like a Band-Aid. Where's OBS? See, OBS isn't even coming through with shit through my speakers. For some shit. Remember how like Blurp wasn't coming through? For the stream, but not for me. Correct. Coming through the stream, not through the audio on my end. You're right. Well, I also have another audio on here. Alright, let's see. Because my desktop audio and audio output capture are now doing the same fucking thing. So that's great. We're going from Discord. They are on Discord, and I'm trying to get it to output onto through OBS. Correct. Yeah. Correct. Everything makes sense on paper. Correct.
Roger, goddamn you.
Booba Steve, damn you.
Talk again, guys?
Hello. We're talking again.
I said, damn you, Roger.
That
Okay,
might work.
nice.
I think that worked. I did the exact same thing I did 10 minutes ago.
Me saying damn you, Roger worked?
We
So
did
what-
the thing. We got it.
So do we just restart, end the stream, and then do it again? Because this is now 35 minutes in.
No, weren't you recording it? Did any of that work?
Well, yeah.
Well, we don't know.
For-
It might have saved all of our audio to the VOD directly, but we don't know.
So, up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? What do you think?
Well, I
I'm
got
fine
40
either
minutes
way.
left, so...
Okay, 40 minutes. Fuck it. Let's just let this ride. We'll let the errors live.
At least we're not fucking up the part that we're doing this for, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's go back to me hating Evangelion. Fucking hate it.
Well, also, real quick, before you start back on that for again, just so everybody that is watching this in the future might be aware, sorry if we had some difficulties. You might have not heard, like, me or Rouch for the first half of this, but we should be good to go now. You didn't miss much other than us just talking about what we've been doing.
Okay. So now
Evangelion's bad.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They love it. I hate it. I understand.
I
it's-
wouldn't say love it, but yes, it's
Okay.
good.
I understand its purpose and how influential it is, but it's not for me. I'm gonna still watch all of it because I'm an asshole. What else did I watch recently? I watched Tulsa King, which was fucking amazing, except
Yeah.
for the ending.
You loved it. I didn't watch any of it, though.
It's everything I love, all in one show. Sopranos, Stallone, Yellowstone. That's it. That's all I need.
Post Malone.
Karl Malone.
Home Alone. Good.
And
So
I,
RJ's saying if you do watch Evangelion, you just gotta go for the movies. I guess he's saying like end of Evangelion or then the remake movies.
all right, I'm down with that. Like, can I do that? Is that like a thing that I'm allowed to do?
I've not watched the movies, so I don't know.
Yeah, 1.11, 2.22, 3.33, and then the fourth one's different. Yeah.
What
They're all
clever
on
names.
Amazon. They're all on Amazon Prime, and I have the first three on Blu-ray. So go for it.
Sick. And I've rewatched a bunch of the MCU, like just so I can get like refreshers on the ones that I barely watched, Thor 1 and 2. I just watched all 3 Iron Mans because I do that from time to time. I rewatch Ant-Man 1 and 2 because I just fucking love those movies. The Hulk, which I haven't watched in forever, and Guardians 1 and 2 since I haven't watched in a hot minute. Playing wise, I started Vampire Survivors. I fucking
And he's
get it.
addicted. Jesus.
It's so good, dude.
I'm like 90 achievements out of like the 126.
Great start.
Yeah. You know, it was, I think that's just from, how many nights have I played this? 4? 5? I feel like I'm under a week.
That's what happens. You lose track of time.
Yeah.
You get into Vampire Survivors.
I started Chained Echoes, which is on Game Pass. It's a 30 to 40 hour JRPG. That's the 16-bit, you know, pixel graphics and all that. Just, you know, politely stealing from all the great RPGs of the time. The combat system is dope. It's like not just like keep hitting A to just, you know, go through the battle. You got this like bar. It's like you want to be in overdrive, which is where you do more damage, you take less damage, and your mana cost, like your moves cost less to do. When you're before it, it's just normal shit, and then when you're after, everything costs more, you take more damage, and you do less damage. So I'm pretty stoked about that game. It's just, I just don't know how I'm gonna play a 30 to 40 hour JRPG.
Yeah, it's always a tough undertaking, yeah.
Oh, and you can have fucking 8 people in your party at one time. You can just switch out between 2 people. And there's like,
like
you know,
that.
classes and all that. And it's cool because for your overdrive thing, to get more, there's like certain style of moves. It's like, let's just say elemental moves. Like if you use a fire move right now, it'll move way up. And if you use like a water one, it'll move way down. You want to kind of like have a nice balance. And it's like not fuck yourself over. So, highly recommend that. Anybody that has Game Pass, absolutely check it out. Or just be like a normal person and buy the game. I have no idea how much it is. It's probably $20.
I think it was $20 in Steam.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a good value for this game. I played more Skull, because that's what I do. Whenever I have like 20 minutes, I'll just pop that on. I played Dead Cells again.
Nice.
I have to get used to it. I've gotten rocked. I have to like lower the difficulty on it because it's like I'm playing for the first time. But like I need to get back into it again before Castlevania shit comes out.
Yeah, I
USDA
would definitely need a refresh too. Because I had it on Switch and playing it on there is just not good. So
Really? Is it?
yeah, it's so choppy. At least last time I played, and I don't know if they've updated it at all. They might have.
I sure hope so. Because I told Chris to get it, and that's what he got it for.
It might be more tolerable for some people, but it like me being also, you know, a roguelike player, especially the quick hack and slash that is Dead Cells, it did not flow as nicely for me as it did on PS4 when I had it on there.
Okay. Truth and I played RoboQuest.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was lots of fun.
I fucking hate their health system though.
True, that part did suck.
Like, you don't get like, you can revive as much as you want. I can go from like full health, and then right when I go to revive Truth, takes half my health away and gives it to him. Fucking dumb. Like, I think that's too big of a chunk, and we take way too much damage from getting hit by anything.
There was also the issue of like, you know, I have the option to just not have Mike respawn me and just wait for like a timer to wear out so I respawn. But even that takes the health away from him.
Yep, it's not even like, hey, if I die, I'll spawn back at the next like campsite.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
I guess that's the point because it's a rogue, so they're trying to make it difficult, right?
Yeah, but
it's
it's like this is
cheap.
a little overly difficult for no real reason.
It's lazy difficult.
Well, that's think about who's making the game. It's not some big, you know, company. It's
They'll
like,
learn.
oh, how
They'll
do we
get
do
there.
this?
It's, you know, it's still early. It's still early, so they'll probably learn and patch some things, and hopefully maybe balance that out better. But
And
it's
I'm
good for
still
what it
playing
is.
Marvel Strike Force because that's what I do every day. The way Dan plays Pad, I play Marvel Strike Force.
Nice.
Now, Truth, what have you been watching, playing, whatnot.
I'm a-
I
I'm a-
also reached level 80. I don't know if that happened last episode. I reached level 80 in Overwatch, finished the season pass, and now we're done with it until the next season, possibly.
Yeah, I think we did talk about that last time.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna just speed through mine because mine's none of mine's really different. I'm still playing Breath of the Wild. I only have Ganon left to beat, but I'm kind of putting him off and just kind of dicking around doing like random side quests and gathering extra shrines for some extra health and whatnot.
Smart.
I'm still playing Super Auto Pets because that's what I do.
Yes.
I obviously we just talked about RoboQuest. I've been playing 7 Days to Die still with my other buddy. We just survived night 21, which is like the third like big horde night, the big hard night to survive through.
Sick.
Other than that, I started playing Snap.
You started
Oh
playing
my
Marvel
God.
Snap. You did it.
That's probably the biggest change for my gaming currently. It's a fun game.
You playing it on mobile or?
Yeah, just playing on mobile.
Okay.
Like, because it's nice because I can actually get through like a round or two of that when I just go out to smoke cigarette. So,
See, that's why it's like it's a quick little game. It's exactly what it has to be.
yeah. Like Sap is my pooping game because that takes a little more time.
Yep. Everybody
But
poops.
Snap is good for just a quick outside trip for a cigarette.
Love it.
And it's been fun. It's good. I just like the cards art. Honestly, collecting the cards for the different arts you can get is kind of fun. As for watching stuff, Mike didn't mention this, but I know he watched a couple episodes as well. I've been watching Legends of Vox Machina.
That was it. I knew I forgot
season
one.
season 2 of the Critical Role animated series. It's not for everybody. I know Mike did not care for much of this season yet.
Nope.
I fucking love it, but I am a Critical Role nerd. I've been watching The Last of Us. First 2 episodes have been fucking fantastic. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the games. I've been watching Velma. Not a good show.
Okay.
It like if you don't want a Scooby-Doo show and you just want like a moderately okay adult animated kind of mystery show, it's all right. But don't go in expecting anything Scooby-Doo because it's just not. And then I watched Glass Onion with Lady Truth the other night.
How was it?
It's not as good as Knives Out, but
No, it's not.
it's
you're
solid. It's definitely solid. It was fun. It was enjoyable for what it was. And then yeah, I've also been watching just some of the Marvel movies. I watched
Just
Hulk.
as a refresher, right?
Yeah, just as a refresher, I watched the 2008 Edward Norton Hulk the other night. It's been a
Nice.
long time since I've watched that one, since probably about 2008. That movie is very, very weird looking back on it.
It
Yeah,
is.
there's-
It doesn't feel
times
like
where
it
it's
should
good.
actually be canon to MCU, but it is. So I watched it, and other than that, I watched the Iron Man's couple of Thors, and I watched Ultron with Truth Jr. I think I talked about that last time, or maybe that was on one of Mike's other streams. But
Yeah, I think that was my last stream.
that was about it for me, honestly.
So it's not that I dislike this season of Vox Machina. I just think season 1 was better. Like they're already at multiple dragons. I get
Well, that's
it.
kind of how it went.
Well, then you change it. Like the MCU stuff, they made it work for that media. They took one source material and then changed it to appeal to the masses and go with media. When you go to fucking dragons already for Dungeons and Dragons, like what's next?
Oh,
God?
there's always bigger bads in Dungeons and Dragons. Always bigger bads. And I'm pretty sure they intend to go towards bigger bads and
Yeah, next is gonna be the god or whatever. You know, but like, I don't know. Also, the animation isn't that great. The way I describe it is like you take a dope painting and then you slap a dope sticker on it. Two really cool things don't look good together. Every time the dragon or that sphinx thing, I was like, this looks terrible together. But
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but you know, it's
know
definitely
I'm
a show.
wrong.
It's not even that you're wrong. It's definitely a show that's geared towards Critical Role fans. Like the Critical Role has a huge following at this point.
Yeah.
Bigger than like anybody would have ever expected for a D&D show.
Hundo P.
And that's kind of what's given them the opportunity to do this with what they're doing, and their fans are going to watch it and enjoy it basically regardless of what anybody else thinks.
Still, the best thing on there is Invincible.
The
So good.
other note for that, I actually just saw an article earlier, a little bit before we went live here.
The next show.
They are already pre-approved to do some of their campaign 2 as an animated series on
What
Amazon.
was that? The Mighty Nine.
Yep.
Yep. Lexi was
I'm-
screaming about that.
I'm very interested in how that one's gonna go, because that one, like Vox Machina, was more of a serious campaign. All of the characters were a little more serious. Even while the players playing them, they were doing a little more min-maxing other characters and whatnot. So they had like stronger people, stronger characters and whatnot. They were basically gods by the end, as there's a joke in the campaign that happens for that. Whereas season 2 or campaign 2, a lot of the players took their characters a little, well, not even a little, a lot more down like the jokey kind of trickster, happy-go-lucky, not caring as much side. So that's going to be very interesting to see in animation.
I'm excited for it. Just to have more of this material.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. So we each made our own list, and now we're gonna make the mega list. Like, we all have to agree where everything lies. So I'm gonna just go in alphabetical order.
Okay.
I pulled up mine. So Ant-Man.
I've got mine up.
Ant-Man.
Where did everybody put Ant-Man 1?
Ant-Man 1. I have, mine are probably going to be slightly less informed than your guys's, because I've mostly watched a lot of these once.
Okay.
I've got Ant-Man on a B.
Okay. Rouch?
But that's fair. The original Ant-Man, the first one,
Yeah.
I have at a B as well.
Oh, okay.
I put mine as an A, so this means that this has to go to a B.
My argument
A
was
high B.
Yeah.
Fine.
it's a good Marvel movie, but it is essentially just a character introduction.
The best character introduction next
But
to
yes.
Captain America.
Or
Right, I'll agree.
Iron Man.
So, but this was, I feel like this was the first hey, this is an action movie or whatever. This was a heist movie. And
Yeah,
I think they,
comedy heist.
yeah, and they fucking nailed it.
Very
Absolutely
much
nailed
agree.
it. I can deal with putting Ant-Man as a B.
It's a high B. I'm not denying that. It's definitely a high B.
It's in the second tier, like the better half of all the MCU movies.
Correct.
Which is
Yeah.
something that I know a lot of people disagree with. A lot of people hate on the Ant-Man movies, which it's hard. Also, I want to put I know all of us, I think, are on the same page in this, but the little kind of preamble here before we really get into it. This is like the S to F is for Marvel movies, not for movies in general. Because in my opinion, even like the ones we're going to put in D and F are better than a lot of other movies out there. I appreciate most
Absolutely.
of the Marvel movies, especially
Absolutely.
at least the Marvel-made ones, right? Like these ones, the MCU movies. Even the low end is still like a decent, like halfway entertaining movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like the ones
All
I'm going
right.
to rag on,
Yeah, yeah.
I rag on them because they're not as good as what others are in MCU, but they're still watchable movies.
It should definitely be said. There's no chance. If you ask me, hey, do you want to watch X Marvel movie? I'm never going to say no.
There is one that I will say no to. There is
I've-
one,
I've-
and once we get to that.
I probably wouldn't, but yeah.
All right, so we were decided Ant-Man 1 is a B. All right.
Yeah, high B, that works for me.
Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and Wasp. Where does everybody have that? Truth, we'll go with you first.
I was much less familiar with this one than I was Ant-Man 1.
Okay.
That said, I don't remember it as strongly. I know I remember it being good. I remember enjoying it. I don't remember much of the plot outside of what I watched for a cinematic universe recap. I don't remember the plot being that strong, so I put this one at a C.
Okay. Rouch?
I could be entirely in the wrong direction.
I have
there.
mine as an A because I thought the movie was great, and I remember when this came out that year, everyone was still kind of was fawning over the earlier movies of the year, which in that case were Black Panther, and then shortly after was Infinity War. Obviously, Infinity War and Black Panther were also great movies in their own rights, and Infinity War, I'll tell you where I placed later, but I thought that was pretty amazing. But I remember seeing Ant-Man, and everyone was like, whatever. It's just like we already got our Marvel movies for the year, and Ant-Man's kind of just like the last little chorus. It's fine. I remember watching it that summer and going like, yo, I think I enjoyed that more than Black Panther. And of course, everyone immediately was like, oh, how dare you?
Oh man, yeah,
And
that's
I
a
was
bad
like-
thing to say.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I actually thought the visual effects were way better. Like, the movie's beautiful. All the things with the growing big, growing small, it works. All the effects look really crisp, really nice. It is funny. Paul Rudd's really good in it because like the character is starting to have an arc, and it's really kind of very entertaining because of it, and everything with him like having to stay home and like the problems, because you get to see the problems a normal man would face if they tried to do the whole superhero thing. I think a lot of people overlook the movie and they just think of it as like a throwaway. It's like, no, there's actually a lot of heart in here. There's a lot of like things that go into it that are the things that you don't talk about in superhero movies, that now we have a character of like the guy that is us, that is just being thrown into these things, right?
Yeah.
And we always had, you had Hawkeye for that early, but we didn't really get as much to do or even to as much growth. You get to see Paul Rudd just kind of like fumble through stuff, and it's awesome. And I think they did a better job in this movie, and even especially with just like the stakes and all the action and everything, that I thought that was way better done than the first, even though the first is still really great in my opinion. So I put it at an
I can agree with that.
I put
I
mine
can agree
at an A as well. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the fight scenes were cool. Seeing Ant-Man ginormous using a truck as a scooter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did. Yeah. Remembering scenes now as we're discussing it. Yeah. No. You guys are right.
So
100%.
we're putting it as an A.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It deserves a vote.
I'm happy
I
with
was
this so far.
interrupted with my initial thoughts.
Avengers 1, Avengers Assemble. Truth?
Ugh. This is the one I've rewatched. Well, I guess not. I've watched two of these. I watched this and Ultron, which we'll also discuss here shortly, I'm sure. Very recently. Avengers 1, I have at a C.
A C?
Oh,
I would
Okay.
I would say I could slide for B, but rewatching that as recently as I did, man, that did not hold up well.
We're putting this as a movie. I feel like because Rouch and I, if we put a lot of our stuff with nostalgia and what was going on in our lives and everything at the time,
yeah.
we have to try to separate that, I think, for this list. Because I know where Rouch put his. I know, obviously I know where I put mine, but like, I think a C is a little bit too harsh. I put mine at an A because it's, the Avengers movies automatically are higher tier than just solo movies for the most part, because it's everybody together. We're getting more than just Cap. We're getting more than just Iron Man. We're getting them grouped together, and we see all of them.
Right. But if you guys are arguing it like this, I can't see. What do you have as F? Do you have anything as F?
I have two. I have two movies as an F. One because of one
I
didn't see.
I have three because of one I haven't seen. Yeah.
Okay.
I have two, and I have one that vacillates back and forth, so technically a 3. So I put Truth. I actually get what you're saying, and actually, Mike was like questioning my pick just before. He's like, really? Because I have it as an S.
I think you are crazy for that.
And that's because I just watched it again recently. I watched it with Mike too. And yeah, there's stuff that doesn't quite hold up, especially like even just the interactions and how like drawn out things are, and like very clearly it's what's his name who did it? It's like his tried and true bread and butter moves. Like you can see like all the kind of like little like what is it? Like the Swiss Army knife kind of like flick outs that what's his name would use. Oh my God, what's the director's name? Joss Whedon.
Yep, there it is.
All of his like oh, you see all the little Whedonisms kind of come out, right? Which now it's like almost like toxic in a weird way, but there's just so much about it that's so fun, like, and that initial meeting of everyone and how everyone plays off each other, and even the dialogue, it just works really well. It makes me smile. Like I just love the interactions. Not all the action scenes work, certainly not anymore. But even like I remember we were watching when Loki is at the museum and he like is doing his thing, and I like got giddy because of when he's trying to subjugate everyone, and the one guy's like, no, there's always men like you. I'm like repeating the lines back. I'm like mad excited. I'm like, you know what? There was so much to this that is really good. It was also just like the first time seeing the, I like lost my mind like seeing that on screen for the first time.
Yeah, I went
just
to
remember that
a midnight with Chris and all that, and there was like beach balls being thrown around. It was like a big event. It was like crazy just to see this, like, because there was a build up to it. Like all these movies prior to built up to this moment, and now this is just what we expected going forward now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It set the bar. Like it really did. Like, and then the thing is, like after that, every like superhero group movie was held to Avengers.
Yep.
And it was like, well, was it better than the first event? You know, and I don't know. It just set so much up for everything else, and just kind of made my kind of like dream of that happening a reality. There's so much to unpack that isn't even about the movie that boosts it for me. But
I put mine
on the
merits
of movie making, I do agree with you guys that you could certainly take away from it. For me, it's on an S, but if we put it in an A or even a high B, it makes sense to me.
So now this is the point. Where do we put this? Do we put this as an A or a B?
Well, if you average out S, A, and C, you're going to end up in like the lower A's.
Yeah. So, am I making a new category, or are we just?
Well, no, we can keep it. That you just put it like behind Ant-Man or something, but or Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Wait, I don't know what RJ's saying. He's saying it belongs to C, and proving it is as easy as watching Age of Ultron.
That's that's a different movie.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
My argument for why I have it in a C too, though, is like you said, it brings all of our characters together for the first time, and you're right. But for like the first 40, maybe 30 to 40 minutes of the movie, like Hawkeye isn't even a good character. He's taken over by Loki and just being a drone. You know, he's useless and annoying. And as RJ mentioned again, like the Natasha, the Red in the Ledger, like all that obnoxious bullshit with her. Like
they're terrible together in the beginning, because that's how teams go.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I agree, and that part was fine. Yeah, that part's fine. But I'm just saying, like, taking away one of the characters and having them basically be a bad guy for the first 40 minutes against his will, like, the actor that played him didn't even want to fucking keep playing him because he was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that is a bad trope that they kind of leaned into immediately.
Yeah.
And then they basically attempt to make it happen again in the next movie.
Yeah.
So I say I can agree to A.
Okay.
But I would say lower end of A for me personally.
All right. Age of Ultron. Truth.
Now RJ thinks it's great apparently, but so Truth. Let me hear what you have to say about this.
All right. Let me zoom in so I can actually read these fucking title cards on mine. I have Ultron as a D.
A D? Holy shit!
So I have Ultron as a D. I think I ranked these differently than you two apparently.
Yeah, like
I wasn't going much with the nostalgia angle. Nostalgia-wise, if I was to rank it based off of that, I probably would have put it higher. But rewatching it, like paying more attention to the story and the characters, I put it lower because well, actually, no, it's mostly nostalgia. I put it lower, even. I don't like that they killed Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't
As,
bother me. I didn't like who they casted as him, so I was like,
I
alright.
didn't care for him either, but I'm sure they could have, they could have changed that, just like they changed other characters throughout the
Well, we
throughout
have the
movies.
multiverse now, so nothing matters. Not a thing
Right.
matters anymore.
Well,
Right.
And we have
Anymore,
Marvel
but-
doing whatever the hell they're doing, so nothing matters anymore.
Yeah.
In that regard.
He would have been recasted in about three movies anyway.
I also, didn't care too much for Ultron himself. The actor that played him was great, but just the way they portrayed it, I didn't care for it.
I think this has the best opening for the Avengers movies. That
Yeah.
fight scene in the beginning. Oh, look, they're all standing in a line. Wow, just completely wrecks an entire row of them. That whole fight
Yeah.
scene in the beginning, like them working together, like doing their moves together. It's like you see growth, you see progression as a team, and I'm like, this is perfect. What a way to start this.
And it was a
can see
comic
that.
book. It was a comic book on screen.
Yeah.
They even did the freeze frames. They did the splash pages. Yeah, that opening seems like something else. And I also like just like the whole, because this movie, Age of Ultron, was the only movie where they really leaned into Tony's his like kind of PTSD.
Yeah.
They really forced that PTSD nonsense in Iron Man 3, and it kind of was like felt cheap and a little from the first Avengers. But Age of Ultron is like the other time you kind of see all that come to light. Like, all right, I need to build a suit of armor around the world. I need to build something that's going to take care of it when we're not here, right? He's thinking about legacy. He's thinking about, and that's where his like first thoughts of like, if I have a kid and I'm not around, what can protect the Earth?
Yep.
Hence Ultron is born, and I didn't mind they took a different view of that, right? Like, oh, it's mostly Tony and Bruce's creation. It had nothing to do with Pym. They changed that whole thing. But the movie's great, although I do think it's a mess from like an editing standpoint, and for all the cut little side stories, everything with Thor going off in his own, all these like, oh, we're gonna split everyone up and everyone's gonna do their own thing. We didn't even get that in the movie because the studio thought it was too stupid that we didn't know what he was doing anymore. Oh, we can't have that. We need to cut it. It needs to be shorter. Oh, that's like fluff. Man, what we could have gotten if we got a director's cut. But there's so much about the movie. It's a little rushed and a little like, I don't know, like sharp. Doesn't have like rounded edges at the same time. A lot of people didn't like it a lot. I think a lot of people ragging this movie because like it is messy at times. But with that being said, I have it as an A. Probably my lowest ranked Avengers movie, but still up there. Certainly not a D. Sorry, Truth.
I put it as a B.
That's fine. Yeah.
There's a lot I love, but there was a lot I was like, I could just really, like, this just wasn't done correct. So, Truth has it as a D, Rouch an A, me a B.
I think it's insane to me to put it as a C. I could do low B.
As I said, it would average to B technically.
Okay, B it is. I know I put it there, it still feels wrong. Like,
I think RJ's gonna lose his mind for us putting
Trust
it.
me, my opinions on most of these movies and the way I've ranked them is essentially irrelevant because, as I said already, I do love all these movies and would still watch any of them in a heartbeat.
yeah, I would watch 99% of these movies anytime.
There isn't a Marvel movie I haven't like enjoyed.
I cannot wait to get to this movie then. This is probably gonna be our longest one to talk about then. But,
Yeah, dude, I'm only here for 6 more minutes. We like screwed the time up here.
all right, let's try to. Man, are you really fucking still going to volleyball, Mister? Like, half my
Yes.
body is broken.
Yes.
You're the worst. All right,
Oh.
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
S.
We're going with me to start again. You got it as S. I have that where's the dang icon? Rouch, if you could find yours faster and say where it's at, go ahead.
I have it as an S.
It's the one with the A on it.
The one with the A. Oh, okay. I have it as an A.
absolutely.
I could argue S, so I could argue S easily. I put it as A just because I didn't want to put too much shit in S, honestly.
I honestly think it's one of the most complete, best-made movies of all of MCU movies. It's not the one that hits me the most, nor is it the one I enjoy the most. But I think from like a villain standpoint, certainly, and for like a storytelling, I think the Russo brothers just nailed it. It's just like a really, really well-made movie for all the shit that they had to contend with and all the pieces they had to put in it.
100% an S. This was it's a near perfect movie, and near perfect is an S to me.
And the balls to end it the way they did. Oh, the heroes lose. Like, I loved it.
They pulled an empire. Was it? It ended on a downer. Endgame.
Right? Come back next time for more Dragon Ball Z. That's what they did.
Endgame.
S.
I also had that in A. Again, mostly because I didn't want to put too much shit in S.
Okay.
I could easily say S.
What is this for?
Endgame.
Oh, and Endgame is literally the peak of all of MCU is Endgame for me. It's not, and here's the thing, it's not the best made movie. It's not it has so many issues actually in regards to all the logic and everything too.
Yeah.
But you really don't care. It is like so triumphant and so just fun. And if you're like a fan of the comics, you read these things or anything, there's so much there that like you can't like I remember just sitting in my seat like euphoric. Because I was hey, this is
100%.
This was my childhood. This was everything to adulthood that I love. And then this has been now MCU has been my adulthood, and it's been everything through these past like 12 years, whatever it was. I was so elated I couldn't believe that a movie could do that again to me. Like I wasn't a child anymore, but I was like feeling things like that. And then now I even see it even stands out more because now you watch other movies or you watch like even other things in the MCU. And you're like, wow, it will probably never be like that ever again. Like I think we hit
another on your left moment.
I was just saying, the final battle, like climactic moment for it, like one of the first times I remember being like actively giddy in my seat in the theater.
Like Cap, wielding Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Like, if people weren't screaming in the movie theater during that part and the on your left and all that, like nothing will ever get them excited in a movie. Nothing. So that is an absolute S. Okay, Black Panther 1.
Black Panther 1,
Careful.
I have in B.
I have it in B as well.
I believe I have it in B as well.
Okay.
I put it there just basically strictly because that's where I put most of just the character introduction movies.
It's fair. I thought it was a solid movie. Wakanda looked dope.
Yeah. Agreed.
But some of the effects looked terrible.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. And the whole what a mishmash of nonsense the whole final climax was. Like that whole big conflict at the end was just so like
That was
ew.
also one I should have gone back to watch probably, but I didn't. But what I remembered of it kept it solely solid in a B for me regardless.
Claw's a bit wasted.
Completely
Like,
wasted.
Yeah.
But like then
We knew
Michael
that
Jordan
from-
kills
we knew
it.
that from-
He's so good.
If they would have kept him alive, would have been so good.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
We have. Yeah.
It is a well-told story, and it's well realized. I wish I saw almost like a little more of Wakanda. It's so weird that like you have this amazing city with all this stuff, but we barely actually see the city. Like we saw like one street, and everything else is either like zoomed out, like location
like
shots,
flying in aerial shots,
or
things like that.
or aerial shots, or like things outside of like the city where people actually live. And then even like they, the whole like
Sanctuary area.
the switching of the powers and all that stuff.
Oh, fuck
Everything.
that. Like, I
and, like,
fucking
the-
hated the losing, the getting, like enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that. But even them showing like how they battled, why is that at some like other? Nothing was in the city. Like nothing was in like a place where like this is Wakanda. Why don't we see the actual cool? Like you never saw like the interior of anyone's home or where
No.
they stayed. It was always just like very set like.
Yeah.
Like oh like this is a laboratory.
Yeah, you
I
saw
never
like
felt-
12 rooms total.
Yeah,
It's a
serious-
weird critique, and I know I've never even heard anyone else say it, but like I never felt like I was actually in Wakanda. I felt like it was a place that I kind of like. It's so funny. The end of what movie is that? Civil War. I felt like I was more in Wakanda at the end of Civil War than I ever did when I watched Black Panther. Like when you see Bucky getting like frozen and Cap is there, and then you pan out and you see like the big statue of the Panther and everything. I was like, oh, that's Wakanda.
Yeah.
Didn't feel that way when I actually watched Black Panther. You don't see that again. Yeah, it's weird.
Now, the next movie I have as an F because I haven't been able to watch it yet.
Same.
Black Panther 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going by you, Rouch.
So, and like I said, I do have to go soon, so I'll keep this very short. I have it as a C.
Okay.
And I have it as a high C. It's not low, but I only put it there because I have the original Black Panther as a B.
Okay.
And I didn't want to put them in the same level because there is a marked difference between the first and the second. The second felt like, unfortunately, something they had to kind of like defer to because, you know, obviously Boseman passed away and they had to kind of change their plans, and
Such a shame.
even
Unfortunately, yeah.
obviously, and what a loss because he was excellent.
He was
Jesus
perfect
Christ,
for that
talk about
role.
perfectly cast. And Coogler obviously had a vision. He even came out and said it. He had a whole thing about like what he wanted to do and how he planned to do Black Panther 2, and obviously that had to be all switched up, and even they had like he had stuff written out for it that they just adapted, and so they like stuff has come out now that Black Panther 2 had ideas from the original that they just kind of like adapted for like this new story, and that's why things seemed a little like weird and off. Black Panther 2 is not well acted, while the first one was. The first one felt pretty well acted. Black Panther 2, the mother is amazing. Why am I forgetting her name? She becomes the matriarch after, Boseman's passing. She's amazing. She's excellent.
She's great at everything she does.
Everyone else is rough. And like,
there's also the like unfortunate controversy behind Shuri's actress.
Yeah, and there's a lot that came out about her and her beliefs and politics and this and that. I'm sure that clouded things too. And she's also just not the strongest lead. She's not a bad actress too.
No,
She's
she's
excellent.
She's a great supporting. She's not a main.
Fantastic supporting. And to shove her in the lead role, nothing seemed ready, right? Like even, again, spoilers, she does kind of like take on the mantle for a little bit. There's a little bit with that. That I'm not going to get into because I don't want to give away too much. But it doesn't seem like she was ready for that role, physically or mentally speaking.
She probably, like, to be fair, like, it probably also felt a lot like, does she want to really try and step into Chadwick's shoes on that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I have it at C, but there's a lot of redeeming qualities about the movie, which kind of it put me on pause. Again, like I would love to probably put this at a B- or something like that. I did want to just put it differently because I did want to kind of differentiate the two movies.
It's an average movie.
It's
not bad.
There's some great parts, but it's overly long. There's a lot of silliness. It is really messy. Everything with Riri Williams is really bad. Way to introduce that character because I just didn't like her. I didn't care. And that's supposed to be the next Iron Man. And you didn't do a great job. You did not do a great job of introducing her. So I'm like, ugh. And stuff with her was cringe.
That's going to be the hard part for me because I was kind of really looking forward to Ironheart.
Yeah, and it's a good character. And actually, the way they did in the comics was amazing. But they kind of like didn't really delve into it. But they tried to make her badass and cool. And it really goes all over the place. And then at some points, you think everything with like Namor is amazing. But then there's some also questionable things. And his motivations are never truly said or realized. But then at the end of the movie, they do something. Everything they do when they pay homage to everything Boseman meant to the character, it's pretty amazing. They do a really good job of that. Very heartfelt, and even story-wise, they put stuff in at the end that's pretty incredible. Like the last few minutes of the movie, and then the stinger at the end of the credits is one of the best stinger endings of a movie you could make for an MCU movie. So I was like, oh wow, that redeems it a bit. But like, if you need that in your movie, there's just so much stuff during it. I was like, this is fine, but it's not great. right? And I put a lot of the MCU movies as great, so this is definitely in the middle. So I put it as a C. It's a high C though.
Yeah, I love high C.
can
Ecto
accept
Cooler
that.
was great.
Ecto Cooler. That's right.
Delicious.
I think I absolutely actually have to go. So if you guys want to continue,
Do you want to send me your list? Just like send it over, and I will.
you guys can. Yeah.
We'll announce where Rouch put his things. And,
Yeah.
We'll try to argue for him and not just shit on his choices.
Why can't I do this?
While he's trying to figure that out, Truth, where did you put Black Widow?
Black Widow. I have that one down at a C for me.
Same.
Um,
Average movie.
Yeah, I don't think it was nearly as bad as like a lot of the fanboys and shit were giving it, saying when it first came out. Was it great? No,
No.
not by any means. The story wasn't the strongest, but
The fight scenes
Like-
were cool. I hated what they
Yeah.
did with Taskmaster. I get it.
oh yeah, agreed.
I
That,
hated it.
that was that was a big part of it. Taskmaster's choices were tough, but
And I love Taskmaster. Like, as a character, I think it's fucking dope. But, like, what they did was not.
no.
Also, they underutilized Red Guardian, which annoyed me.
Yeah,
Yep.
Because he was like one of the better parts of the movie, and they just like made him like a punching bag and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
he
There
was
have
a jo-
couple
he was
really
a
great.
he was a
Sorry,
he was
say
a, he was he was a jokey character. They just
Yep.
threw him in for some quick jokes and in a punching bag. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's like one or two scenes where he's actually real, or where he kind of like
Mhm.
is actually comforting to Yelena.
The scene where he sings to her.
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
like, oh wow, this is amazing. Why don't
and
you
it's
actually use
real
this
great.
character as a real character instead of making it nonsense? And then he just goes right back to
Being a joke.
Jokey drunken
the joke.
Irishman or
Yep.
Russian.
but hey, I'll tell you what, the opening to Black Widow is pretty amazing. I thought
Yeah.
that was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
I actually had it at a D, which is an overcompensation for how bad it is, because it's probably more of a C. But then I was looking, I was like, well, I think it's lower than Black Panther 2, right? And I don't want to like,
It'd be yeah, it's like a lower C for sure.
cause, and I was
But-
telling this to Mike before I went, because in C level, and you guys will get this later, I'm just gonna say now, I have Iron Man 2 and I have Hulk. And the thing is, I actually really enjoy those movies more than Black Widow, especially on repeat viewings. Black Widow, I'm like, oh, I've seen it a couple times, I don't need to see it again.
We have
Those
the
movies, I'll
exact
like
same C lineup.
those those movies at C. I'm like, oh, I can always watch this. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, I gotta drop Black Widow down. Then I gotta drop it to D, which again for me is it's not a bad movie. I'll watch it. It's enjoyable enough. It's just for an MCU movie, it's not up there. And then also to do it after she's already dead and all that stuff, it just like made it so trivial and worthless. So
Yeah,
If it came out in between Endgame and Infinity, I feel like that it would have made more sense.
that's when it was
Yeah.
supposed to come out, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they waited
And
because
it got
They dragged
pushed
their
back
feet,
and
man.
Yeah.
delayed. And,
yeah.
all right, I am out, guys. Good
Uh,
luck.
Where can people find you?
So people can find me right now. Just social media is kind of like, again, I'm not really doing much with it, but Twitch, TheRowch, TheRowch. I haven't been on in a bit, but I'm gonna try to change that soon. Or screw it, Instagram, it's RadRouchy. If you can figure out how to spell that, then guess what? You're in the money.
You made it. You did it.
You did it. Peace out, guys. Good luck.
Yep.
Hey,
I'll
Raj.
keep you posted on everything. Don't hurt yourself more.
yeah,
No promises.
All right. Let me see what I have to adjust
crazy,
over by
crazy ass bastard. I'll let you know what you're looking like here in just a second when the stream catches up. My shit is delayed.
Should be good.
My shit is still delayed. So.
Yes.
Oh, there we
love
go.
it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because I just moved it up to you, so now we should be good.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of like the brown of the background from your non-existent camera on Discord, but there you go, perfect. Okay,
Boom.
it was catching up still.
All right. What
So-
do we got next?
Black Widow. We left Black Widow with a C. Yes.
Yep. I feel like it's an average movie that
Yep.
the internet just shit on more than it should have.
Agreed. Yep.
Okay. Cap 1.
Yep. Cap 1. I have Cap 1 at Again, a B, mostly because that's where I put pretty much all of my hero introduction movies. I could also argue for an A on that easily. Captain America 1 was fantastic. The introduction to Cap was definitely one of the stronger introductions in the franchise, in my opinion. But
I have it as an S. That is my one go-to. Mine and Lexi's, like, you know, we have a movie that we've seen 100 times. This is what we're going to put on while we go to sleep, because we don't need to watch it to still have something going on in the background. I am a sucker for a period piece. And,
fair.
you know, and World War II, I'm that standard, you know, normal dude that, like, I love anything in World War II.
Okay.
Fight scenes were great. Character introduction was great. People complain. I know this is a big thing for Rouch. Like, once after he's Captain America and, like, he's doing all the stuff with the group. What the hell is their name?
The Howling Commandos.
That was it. I was trying to remember. It completely changes the movie. And I'm not going to disagree, but it doesn't do it for the worse. It just changes it.
Yeah, I can see that. My only gripe with the Howling Commandos is they don't indicate in any way that Logan was a part of them.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just, you know, that's here nor there. That's just personal. I'm an X-Men fucking whore, which you'll find out later when you see a ranking for a different one.
So
I would agree, high A. I don't know if I could say it's an S.
Okay, so Rouch put it as a B, but since he is no longer here and I don't have to make this fight, it is going to an A.
What's that?
Fair.
Cap
That is
1.
fair.
Fuck you.
Well, maybe if someone wouldn't go play volleyball.
Where are my keys?
Oh, you can't find your keys. Looks like you're not going. I really don't know where they are. They're probably on the couch. All right, so Cap 1 is an A.
No.
Fair placing.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, I had it in A.
You have it as an A. I have it as an S. That movie is near fucking perfect. The fight scenes, the introduction to the Winter Soldier, they told that story so well and made it adapt so well to the MCU.
I can agree, it is definitely one of the strongest of the solo series. I would not be opposed to moving that to an S personally. Where did Rouch put that one?
He put it as an S as well. That's
you go,
like
then.
his that he rants and raves about when he came into the brewery last year for his birthday. This is like when he first started coming in there. So when you walk into the brewery, there's like the left side is like the brew house side where we have a bunch of tables set up. We have a projector going up on like above we have like a garage door that separates the brew house from the tap room. So above that we have like stuff on the projector. And me being me, I was like, homeboy came here for his birthday. I'm going to throw on Winter Soldier for him. And he absolutely loved it. When you came for your birthday?
Yep. Let's fucking go.
Good luck, bud.
Thank you.
So that has made it to S. I knew
Agreed.
I
Agreed
wasn't
with
getting
that
Cat 1 to S. I had to. If homeboy didn't dip out, I would have had to fight for this A. But you snooze, you lose.
High B.
Yeah, an A.
See, if I'd have known before I agreed to A, if I'd have known he put it at B, I probably wouldn't have agreed to A, but I can agree to A still either way.
Okay.
It was, you know, it's definitely one of the strongest of the introductory movies, so.
I appreciate it. Civil War.
Civil War, I have, again, you're gonna hate me, I have this one as a B.
A B.
I don't honestly know why I put that one at a B. I might have intended to put that one in A.
Okay. It's an Avengers movie without being an Avengers movie.
Right.
And the interaction with all right, let's just talk about the
I think I
airport.
just misplaced that one, to be
Okay.
fair.
Because I have it as an S. Rouch has it as an A. I'd be willing to compromise with it and just go with A.
Strong A.
Strong A. That
August-
airport
oh.
fight scene alone. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
there's
hey,
a
has anybody seen the
lot
whole
of
movie?
good to be said about Civil War.
Yeah, it's. This is my opinion. I'd rather watch all the Cap movies over all the Avengers movies. The Cap movies are way straightforward, straight to the point. Avengers, there's a lot of stuff I'll skip through. I don't skip much in the Cap movies.
I don't skip much in any of them, honestly. Like, I just feel like I've seen, like you said, you've seen Captain America, hundreds of times. It's the one you can go to and just put on to, do mindless shit. Like, I've seen it so many times, and it's just like I can't sit through it anymore without just kind of getting bored.
Fair enough.
Which isn't to say it's a bad movie. It's just I have the lowest of fucking low attention spans. So that's just my own personal problem.
Like, just thinking about Civil War, that movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if this is my internet or your internet crapping out right now. My stream seems to be going okay. Right now you are frozen.
I have to have just misclicked on where I placed that one because there's. Well, let me. Can you hear me though?
Yep, can you hear me now? You're coming a little pixelated, and it's getting a little better, little by little.
Oh, I think it might have been your end then. I don't know. I never looked any worse at all on my end.
That could have been because of your internet then. Either way.
That's possible.
Yeah, because I know your internet does have problems. Because it's pretty much powered by a hamster wheel.
It sure as fuck feels that way. Especially lately. Yeah, I feel like I must have just fucking misclicked with Civil War, because honestly I have no idea why I would have put that as a B for any reason at all. Civil War is just an enjoyable movie. There's really not much I can find to complain about with it, so I would at the very least say it's an A.
I'll leave it as an A because it's roughly 2 A's to 1 S. So I feel like A is a good call with that.
Seems fair.
All right, let's move on to a movie I did not enjoy, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I put it under a C, honestly. Was it a fantastic movie? No. No. Was it a great retelling of Captain Marvel? No.
No.
But I did enjoy, I enjoyed the periodness of it, I guess. Would be the right way to say it.
And that's what they led with completely for it. They're just like, we're just going to throw so much nostalgia at you that you're going to think you enjoy this.
Right. And that's not the greatest way to go about it.
Her as a character is broken. We aren't the market. We're not the demographic that it was going for. That movie was.
We're not. No. Unfortunately, no. But the thing is coming from the perspective of someone that's read her in the comics, and read all the variations of Captain Marvel in the comics, and then seeing the way they did that in the movie, that is not great either. Like, she's just as fucking powerful and shit in the comics, so like that part's not much different. But just I don't know. They play her off as being too tropey. I don't know if that's the right word. Too I don't know. I can't think of the right word. Yeah, they don't play her character well. No. Unfortunately. She could have been much better. I don't hate the actress they've got to play her. Like, that part doesn't bother me at all.
I could take it or leave it. I'm not fond of her. I just think she does a job.
Yeah, I don't like her or hate her as an actress, I should say. Does she play the role well? She plays it as well as she was directed to play it. Yeah. That's not necessarily her fault.
Rouch and I both put this at a D.
I can also understand that, honestly.
The high points have nothing to do with her.
True.
Like the cat, or the non-cat cat.
Yeah, the Frumpkin. I don't know.
I can't even remember. I just watched this like a week
I know it's
and
an
a half
F.
ago.
I know it's an F name.
A Flurkin.
Flurkin. Yeah, that's
there
what
it is.
The other. Oh, that's what it is. The other, the one part of it that did save it for me, I do like the way they did the scrolls.
I did too. The scrolls were good, but then like they're used later on, like they were used in Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that we wouldn't have had them to use in Spider-Man if it wasn't for Captain Marvel.
Right. But that's the only other time we saw them. Granted, Captain Marvel came out later in the timeline
Well,
with shit.
it's also leading to. There's also a lot more that the Skrulls are now leading to in future Phase 4 or 5 or whatever it is they're getting up to now.
Is it 5? I think they're going to
so.
be brought back in.
We're starting secret invasion shit, stuff like that. So they're gonna start being a big part of it, and not having
Thank you, bud.
not having Captain America or Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
We wouldn't really have had a great introduction to them.
The only thing I want is for Rogue to show up and nerf the shit out of Captain Marvel.
That's kind of my big hope as well. But
here's a broken character. Now let's make it so we get a great character out of a terrible character.
Well, to be fair, Rogue is also a very broken character. But I still enjoy Rogue far more.
Oh, Hundo P.
For many obvious reasons.
Hundo P. So, are we okay with putting this as a D?
I would say it's a high D for me personally, but yes, I would say
Okay.
D seems fitting enough.
Okay, now, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. First Doctor Strange I have as a B.
Me as well, and Rouch as well put it as a B. I thought it was done very well. A lot of the visuals were cool.
Absolutely.
But then, you lost some of it because there's, literally so much going on. Unless you were watching this on, a super high def, 4K, you're not getting the full amazingness. Watching it in theaters was great.
Yeah, that's where I watched it originally in theaters. Again, another fantastic theater experience.
Yep.
And again, another one of the strongest character introductions that they've done, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and
his supporting cast is great.
Exactly, which is made obvious by the fact that a lot of his supporting cast has spun off into just about every other franchise or movie of the franchise.
Yep, movies, TV,
the part that kept it from going to the A position for me was I didn't care for Dormammu. That whole part of it just kind of bored me.
Yeah, the visuals of Dormammu also. I was like, really?
Yeah.
All of this, one of these amazing characters, and this is what we got?
Yep.
Big letdown. So, Doctor Strange 1, B. I'm okay with that.
Pretty much resounding agreed all around on that one. Yeah.
Doctor Strange 2, The Search for More Strange.
Now, this is where I think you guys are both going to disagree with me. I have this one at an S.
Really? That's a bold move, Cotton. That's a bold move.
I really enjoy the character of Doctor Strange himself. I love the fact that it's introducing the multiverses. I've always been, when it came to my comic reading, things like that, I always drifted towards I read one of my favorite series is Exiles.
Okay.
So it's a group of generally mutants, but mostly Marvel characters in general, that just get fucking sent off to do fucking random tasks throughout different multiverse universes.
Okay.
And that's always just been a fun concept for me. I love the idea of the multiverse, even in life, whether it exists or not. It's also got, it's got Xavier in it, which was
that whole moment was, every time on Instagram, that scene.
Second or third time throughout a Marvel movie that I saw in theaters where I was on the edge of my seat, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Because you are a big X-Men guy.
That's your shit. I fucking love the X-Men. I love mutants. As far as I'm concerned, the mutants are the only actual superheroes in the world. That's a whole different story, but people always argue, but Superman. Well, Superman's an alien, And they argue, well, what about Spider-Man? Spider-Man is just a dude that got bit by a spider. He wasn't born with his powers. The mutants were born on Earth with their powers. For one reason or another. They weren't modified to be that way. So yeah, like that's I really like the mutants. So yeah, it got a strong S for me, but I could definitely see why others would disagree. So
Rouch and I both put it as a B. So,
okay.
my opinion, I fucking hate multiverse stuff. I feel like I understand its practicality and it makes it that you can do whatever the hell you want, but also it makes it so much lazier. Like, right now, like with what happened in Endgame.
Right.
Gamora's dead.
Or is she?
Well,
We don't know.
She's equally as dead as Black Widow.
Because everybody went back in time, different timelines, to change the future timeline. So in this future timeline, she might be alive somewhere out there now.
So anytime you mess with future stuff and multiverse stuff, I'll just put that in like the same circle. It makes it so nothing matters.
Right. But
It's-
that's
you get the
you
same
have
but
to do
different.
that. You have to do it with comics.
You're right, because it's such a crucial part to them, and I get that. But like they did this very well. Also, I love that Bruce Campbell was in it.
Yeah.
Like anything Bruce Campbell's in, I'm automatically gonna like.
And to be fair, like I would agree to put this into an A or like a low A tier even, since you both have it as B. Because to be fair, like I can see why people didn't care for like the ending, you know, with Doctor Strange and the way he possessed the other body and all that nonsense.
I thought that was cool as shit.
It gets yeah, but it's also confusing as shit.
Yeah.
Some of the visuals weren't the greatest with it, to be fair.
To be fair.
Also, looking at it objectively, and not just because I'm a fucking X-Men fan and Xavier was in it, I didn't care for how they did America Chavez.
Oh yeah, did not like that.
She wasn't bad. I like the actress.
Oh,
I have nothing against that.
She did well for what she was given, but what they
yeah,
gave her was wrong.
the way they wrote the character didn't feel right to me.
Nope.
But so yeah, I can agree to like a low A on that one. I don't think it deserves B.
No, when I made my tier list, I was like, this still doesn't feel right to me. And like, I was satisfied with what I put everything at, but I'm like, it doesn't seem right. So
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of how I felt.
yeah, so there was a lot of cool shit. Like the fight scenes in Doctor Strange are always awesome, visually and everything's super cool. So I'm content with leaving it as an A, and Rouch is just gonna have to deal with it. You snooze, you lose. And now,
What happens when you want to go play volleyball rather than do nerd shit?
yeah, especially while he's injured. I'm gonna, like, when he comes in at, like, I don't know, midnight or whatever, he's gonna hobble in, like he's been doing the past couple nights. So now, Eternals. Where are you putting Eternals?
I have Eternals at a C.
That is fucking insane. This is, all right, I'm gonna rant for a second. This is the worst thing the MCU has ever done. This is the worst thing.
I don't agree. I can't agree.
Do you care about any one of these characters?
I care about the main girl's boyfriend.
Right, who is not a character in this. He is the best part of this
He's
movie.
gonna be a different character.
Right. That was the best part of this movie. Was the post-credits.
So, okay. Do I actively care about any of the characters? No. Did I enjoy some of the characters? Yes. Like, I really like the, what the fuck's the actor's name? The Indian dude.
Oh yeah, they made a reference that they for the Guardians holiday special thing. Like when they were in the city, like you saw one of his movie posters.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cute. I appreciate that.
Like, I really like his character. You know, they did his character really well. He was fun. He was funny. He was serious when he had to be, and he was a good role. I liked the Asian dude character. Like, I can't remember any of their names, to be honest, and that is like a negative selling point for it. But I think one of them's like Cersei.
That's the only one I remember. That's it.
I think that's the main girl.
Yeah, that's
Like the one that
also-
ends up being like the savior.
Also, I'm pretty sure that they cast the same actress that played the sniper in Captain Marvel as one of the Eternals.
Oh, probably. Probably.
How could they do that? That's just a terrible idea.
I mean, the same way that there's other characters that are multiple people, or other actors that are multiple people in the MCU.
This movie was so there was two good things about this. If this movie was just a screensaver, it was visually beautiful.
Like, I think it looked great. Like, all the visuals were great.
Yeah.
The characters were lackluster, and to be fair, that they were lackluster in the comics too. Like, nobody really enjoyed the Eternals comics either.
No. They shat on the Avengers and all the superheroes and everything. Didn't appreciate that.
Right, but that's because they don't understand what they're not human. They're essentially robots.
Yeah.
And that's the part of it that kept it to a C for me. Like, I was gonna go D, but it kept it to a C for me because I like what it's introducing. I like where that can go. I want to see where that can go.
Yeah, they're gonna tie this in to Kang. I'm assuming
It's gotta tie into Kang and the rest of the giant fucking Celestials.
Yeah, because other than that, this tied into nothing.
Right.
Which is like
But we're gonna see more. You know, we haven't gotten the rest of this story yet.
correct.
You know, this was another introductory story, essentially. Definitely the weakest of the introductory stories.
And it was the longest.
I didn't notice it really being that long, but I didn't watch this one like in theaters. This is one I just watched casually at home.
Yeah. So I spent like a weekend catching up. This was a while back when I was still living in my old place, of like catching up on Eternals and then all of the Disney Plus shows, all in a weekend. I banged out like Moon Knight, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and this. I feel like I'm missing one or two things, but
Shield.
nah, it wasn't out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so I still haven't.
Hawkeye,
I'm trying to think. There has to be one other. Oh,
Hawkeye, Captain the Winter Soldier.
I watched Doctor Strange 2 because I didn't get a chance to see that in theaters. So that's what I led
That
off
was
with.
when I had to go to theaters for that one because I had been spoiled on the fucking X-Men scene.
Yeah,
Very well, yeah. Xavier scene.
this is the only movie I won't rewatch. I can't do it.
I don't intend to rewatch it either, to be honest.
Rouch has 2 movies as an F, and this is one of them. I can't put this on the same level as Black Widow or Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel I've watched 3 times.
You both have this as an F. I am willing to admit that I probably could have moved this to a D and moved one of my Ds, probably a couple of my Ds up. You can go to F. I don't care.
I appreciate.
I don't have that strong of an argument against it.
And the one postscript like Blade we're not even getting for a while. That's been
Blade's not
postponed.
for a while, and Black Knight's
Knight.
also not for a while.
Yeah, like when I saw that happen, I'm like, holy shit! I'm finally excited about something in this movie, and it's right when it's over.
Yeah, like, that's the downside to most of the post-credits shit. Like, is everything that they introduce when it's something like big like that, where it's like, oh shit, like that's something to actually be kind of hyped for.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but you're not gonna get that for like 6 years.
Yeah, that's the one. So Marvel, the MCU, or however you want to word this, does what Blizzard does. Hey, we're gonna show you this thing, but it's not gonna be out for like another 3 or 4 years. Please don't show me. Please don't tell me. I just, tell me in a year when it's like a year away. I'm like, all right, cool. That's enough of a time for me to get excited and then forget about it and then get excited again.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what you should. That's the way I feel like they should do things, and that's another part of the reason. Like I was saying earlier, I just don't watch trailers anymore.
yeah,
Especially 'cause,
Lexi
like-
does it all the time, and she's like, oh, check this out. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. When's it coming out? 2 years. Don't show me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember next week.
Yeah.
I'd rather forget and then just be surprised and hyped like when it comes out.
All right, so we are content. Well, we can all agree on Eternals going to
I'm content with that
Yeah.
going to it. We're content.
Guardians 1.
Guardians 1.
You put this as a B.
I put this as an S.
Really? All right.
Guardians of the Galaxy was one. It's probably the best introductory movie overall. The way they introduced the characters in this one, the characters are fantastic. It's just a fun movie. There's I can't say anything negative about it.
So I put this as a B. And Rouch put this as a... I can find it at some point. Wow, he has a lot on that one. He put it as an A.
So I could agree to an A. I could agree to an A.
I can agree to an A as long, and I think that's a fair thing for it. Like, this was a movie I had no attachment to any of the characters, so I went into it pretty much blind, and I was like,
I was the same way.
Very
I was the
surprised.
same
I
way.
enjoyed it.
I went in with absolutely no knowledge. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy was the comics. Like, I never read any of those comics.
Same.
I think I had seen Star-Lord do small, 1 or 2 panel appearance.
Oh, he crapped out again.
What the hell, dude?
Oh, I think
No,
you're back now, just all pixelated, and you're good again.
oh, weird. My connection is staying. It shows fine on my Discord and everything even. Anyway, I don't know what all you caught of that. I think I have seen, I had seen Star-Lord in a couple of panels in X-Men comics here and there.
Okay.
Because he dated Kitty Pryde for a while.
Nice. Good for him.
Yeah, right? But, so I that was another one. I went into it with no knowledge of the source material. There's no strong knowledge of the source material.
Right. I knew these were characters. I just had any attachment to them or more or less what they did.
And I saw it in theaters. Knowing nothing about them, just knowing strictly this is a Marvel movie. It's a team-up Marvel movie of sorts.
Yep.
It's got to be at least decent, right? And I was it was absolutely worth my money. I was not disappointed at all that I spent money at a theater. And
I put this as a B because I feel like they just kind of dropped off with the Nova Corps. That could have been so much more with everything.
it still will be.
I'm hoping in the next one, because it's kind of would make sense with everything that's going on.
I feel like it definitely still will be. I don't have the strongest memory of 2, which I guess we're going to get to here shortly.
I loved 2. Absolutely loved it. That one I put as an A.
I think that one I have as a B.
Where did Rouch put
Yes,
his?
I have that as a B.
So I put mine in alphabetically, so mine's easier to find on here. He put his as a C. No, wait.
Ooh,
nope.
I don't.
Nope. He put it as a B. He put his as a B. I'd be willing to put it as a B. The reason it got extra brownie points was because Sylvester Stallone was in it.
My argument is just, I didn't care for Ego.
Yeah, Ego wasn't great, but I didn't care for Ronan.
No, Ronan wasn't great either. And the fact that I beat him with a dance off, okay, that's just they're making this the joke team.
Yeah. The fight. I feel like the fight scene between
But
Ego was better than the Ronan one.
But then looking back at it, they're making this the joke team.
Yeah.
This is the quote unquote this is the Suicide Squad of the MCU. And Guardians 1 did that better than Guardians 2. Guardians 2 tried to make them a little bit more serious with ego and that whole story, and I feel like that just didn't land as well.
I enjoyed the more interaction with the Ravagers and all that. The fuck's is Yondu? The Yondu stuff was great.
Good point. I didn't take into consideration I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Like with that whole thing, that was huge on the internet. Like
It was huge.
yeah, like
You said you had that as an A?
I did.
Okay, me and Rouch had it both as a B.
Yep.
I would be willing to admit that it's an A-worthy movie. I would also be willing to admit Guardians 1 is probably just an A-worthy movie rather than an S.
I am completely content on having both Guardians movies as A. Because in my eyes, they are back and forth. What's bad in this one is good in this one. Like, I feel it's a good balance.
Yeah.
Cool. Love
I
it.
can agree with that.
Love it. Now we move on to Hulk, the MCU before it was the MCU.
So, I have to preface this. I created my list Tuesday,
Okay.
intending for us to be recording yesterday. And if that was the case, I wasn't going to have rewatch this movie.
Okay. But it gave you time.
And I basically remembered nothing about this movie.
I had the same thing when I did the rewatch. I was like, oh, this movie was terrible. And then I rewatched it. I'm like, it's really not.
So, I have it at an F because I was going to preface it with, like, I don't remember this movie. I'm basically sitting this vote out.
Okay. It's fair.
But I rewatched it last night
Okay.
because we postponed till tonight for this recording.
Yeah.
So, on my list, it's currently at an F. I would say it's more so just a D,
Okay.
personally. It's good for what it is, which is MCU before the MCU. But, like, you can tell its age.
Oh, 100%. Because when did this come out?
2008.
Yeah.
I was 18.
Oh my god. Granted, I was only 20, but like it's just crazy to think back, like, you know, being air quote adults still in that time frame. I have it as a C, and so does Rouch.
I can kind of agree to that, honestly. Like, it's definitely not bad, and it does introduce some characters that, you know, we have seen since. You know, Abomination shows up in She-Hulk, still with the same actor and everything like that.
And also
that was
Shang-Chi.
great.
He was in Shang-Chi.
And Shang-Chi.
Yeah, he
Yep.
was fighting Wong. The
So, like,
fight scenes were cool. I feel like Edward Norton did a great job.
he did a good job with what he was given.
Yeah. Like,
Absolutely.
I like the Hulk we have now.
The way the Hulk now looks is 100 times better.
Oh, completely agree. 100%.
That's for the graphics we were working with at the time. This Hulk looks fine too.
Yeah.
There's nothing like
great.
inherently terrible about it.
Yeah.
The transformation sequence is pretty damn decent for being the graphics quality we had back then. Again, they introduced some characters. I'm really looking forward to seeing if we ever actually see anything come of
The leader?
is that his name? The leader?
I think so, yeah. The
For whatever reason,
scientist
I was thinking
guy.
it was like Mind. Yeah, Stearns or Skearns or
Yeah.
how do you say his name?
Yeah, his
who becomes-
his pen pal buddy he was like trying to like help.
Yeah,
cure
Mr.
him.
Blue.
Yeah. So yeah.
Really looking forward to see if anything ever actually comes of that, or if they just kind of forgot that happened.
It can go either way.
It definitely could. But
I really feel like this is a C. This is an average movie.
I can agree to that. I can agree to that.
And Rouch will agree as well, because he has it written, set in stone.
For what it was for the time, it's better than I'm giving it credit for sure.
Iron Man 1.
Iron Man 1,
Yes, sir.
it's an introductory movie.
So it's going to B for you.
Wait, where the fuck is it?
It's the one where he looks like Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Well, while you're looking, I gave it an A. I thought that was an absolute fantastic movie.
I gave it a C.
Jeez. You are
Yeah,
way rougher
I'm-
with the MCU than us.
I'm critical of these movies now. I'm really not that critical of these movies. I think I just got bored and started throwing some movies in at random spots. That probably should have been under B for me because again, it's an introductory movie. It's not bad enough to be in C at all. So I think that might have been like another click to the wrong spot type of deal.
They do so many callbacks to it throughout like the rest of the Avengers movies.
It's a very strong introductory movie. They introduce him well. They build the character very, very well. Obviously, they pick the absolutely perfect person in the world to play him.
R. Downs is no R. R. Downs. He's just Tony Stark.
Basically.
Like, they are the same person. Would you be willing to put this in an A?
I can agree to an A, yeah. Like, because I'll tell you now, the reason I have a lot of the introductory movies, like, hey, let's introduce this character, like, just by themselves, A or B, is because they're good movies, but I know the introductory story. I don't like introductory stories.
Yeah, a lot of the times we know. Like, I swear to God, if there's another Superman or Batman introductory movie,
Exactly.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
That is, yeah. If I have to see Uncle Ben die again, if I have to see fucking Martha's pearls fucking falling all over the alleyway again, I'll quit. I'm done. It doesn't. We don't need to see that over and over and over again. We've all watched the movies before. A lot of us have read the fucking source material. We know where it comes from. We know who the characters are.
Yeah, we've seen the cartoons.
Give
We've
us a
seen the
good
movies.
story.
Like we know. Just get to the point. A lot of the times, what movie was I just? Incredible Hulk. That was one thing I wanted to bring up. The introductory to him on the process was right in the beginning, all through like that opening credit stuff. Perfect.
That was a good way for that one. That actually is something I should have mentioned for that. I did enjoy that we just skipped a lot of that BS. Like, it still showed it, but it did it, the quick cuts, flashback, opening sequence. Like, I don't need the whole introductory story for one full movie.
Agreed. So now that Iron Man 1 is an A, where did you put Iron Man 2?
I'm just going to start moving things up one personally, and I'm in my rank as I say them. So this would be at a C for me.
Rouch put his at a C. I put mine at a C. C it is.
So
An average movie where they made a B villain the main villain.
yeah,
Like, that was a big thing for me.
I did like the villain.
Oh,
Well, I liked not his business partner that fucking puts on the suit at the end. I like the Mandarin dude, or the Peregrine.
The fake Mandarin?
No, the eagle guy, the dude that has the bird.
Yeah. Whiplash.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
Whiplash.
didn't know exactly.
Yeah, it's Whiplash in the comics. I remember having this terrible toy from like the early '90s. So Homeboy had like the samurai lock, like the back ponytail, but it was like high up.
Yep.
And then so he had these like whips and all that, but it was like, you know how like toys are back when we were growing up, they were kind of cheap. So it just had like that hole there, and then the whip would just go like fit right in. And then I feel like it had like one of those levers on the back where it just went like up and down.
You push the lever. And it goes,
Yeah, that's it. And I was like, pretty sure my brother stole that from KB Toys. For
Of
some
all
reason,
things to steal.
he used to steal action figures all the time. It's probably the reason why they're not in business anymore. I blame my brother.
Somebody's got to take all the bad toys from there.
That's it. But like, yeah, he's like a B villain at best.
Yeah,
And they changed it to make him a main villain, and I like the story they did.
oh, yeah, the way they did him really well. I like the way they did it.
I initially hated it, but I was like, and now when I went and rewatched all three of the Iron Mans, like 1, 2, and 3, I was like, these movies are much better than I like recall, and I was pleasantly surprised. So
Yeah,
we gave
yeah.
it, and that one's just an average movie. Everybody says the next one is the worst one, but I will disagree. So let's just go right to Iron Man 3.
So, this is another one that I probably should have rewatched. I didn't get around to it, unfortunately. But I'm kind of in the boat with everybody else. If I was to continue doing my bumping things up one level, this would also be at a C for me, but I think I want to leave this at a D, honestly.
Really?
It was okay.
So
But-
Iron Man 3 initially, like, remember that whole I don't have powers, I have powers thing? So most
Yeah.
of the time, Iron Man is not in his suit.
Right.
But what we did get was a million suits fighting at once. That fight scene was dope as fuck.
Yeah, but we also kind of... I can't remember where this takes place continuity, like timeline-wise.
This is little after Avengers. Because
Okay,
this
so it would be
is him. This is like right after Avengers 1.
So this is pre-Ultra.
Pre-Ultron. So this was the first thing, like, you know, a suit
Well-
around the world.
But release time-wise, was it still pre-Ultra?
Yep. Because this was him dealing with going into space and like seeing all the Shatari and like what's coming and what can come, and just completely decimate the Earth.
Yeah, again, like I said, this is one I probably should have watched again to really remember. 'Cause I
It's much better than
Definitely-
you remember.
probably is, because like I said, 1 and 2 definitely were better than I remembered. But, you know, I'm not the biggest Iron Man guy to begin with. I don't have anything against the character. I've just never been like huge on him. I've always enjoyed freaking, you know, X-Men more.
If I'm
and-
picking somebody that doesn't have powers, I'm going Batman every time.
well, I'm like strictly MCU wise,
Right, but, like, if we're-
Marvel wise,
Yeah. Iron Man, I agree, I never really cared for. Like, when the first Iron Man came out, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. We're going to be getting a good comic book movie.
yeah, that was pretty much my thoughts on it too. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, Iron Man, neat. I know who that is. Like, I'll watch this and see
Yeah.
how it goes. Like, I don't know much about his story because it's Iron Man. I never cared about it.
They did a lot right in Iron Man 3, where everybody shits on it. I just think they watched it once and they're like, hey, he's not in the suit a lot.
So I'm willing to continue with my pushing things up. Then I would also just put this at a C then,
All right.
personally. Where did Raj put this?
Yeah, I literally just looked at it and I already forgot. He put it as a B,
Okay.
and I put it as a something. A B as well.
I'm willing to segue or
Move it along.
move along to you guys not segue, like not moving along, like give you guys the lead on that one.
Okay. I appreciate it because
Because again, I should have rewatched it probably and didn't, and I'm just not remembering it as strongly.
I feel like if you have any time, you should absolutely just throw this on just to rewatch it. There's a lot of cool shit. You get way more stuff with like Happy. Like Happy is like important in this so much. Like he's in it for a while, but then he's in a coma. But like the shit he's in is very important.
Yeah, I still intend to fully go back and rewatch like all of these slowly again.
All right, so wait, come on now, clicky, click. Uh-oh. It's not letting me click.
What did you do?
I did nothing. Pop that down for a second.
Can you reload the tab?
Let's hope it saves.
It should.
Let me just click that just in case. That might not even work. Well, I'm just gonna take a picture of this just in case. This is like any technical problems that could happen are happening. Nope, that's just me.
Well, everything still looks good. I'm still seeing you. Everything's coming through fine on your stream. Still hear you all just fine.
Okay, let's... Alright, this tab is just shot.
That's fucking weird.
This is... And I can't even close it now. There it goes. Cool. Love it. You'd love to see it. Yeah, everything of my browser is just shot.
I feel like it might be your internet that's been having a little bit of the wonkiness tonight, then.
That's very possible. Which is really unfortunate, so... Let's see if I can reopen this nonsense. Music cut out, as everybody can tell right now. But yeah, right now we're going to be going, once we get there, we'll be going to Shang-Chi.
Yep.
So, while this is trying to do whatever the hell it's trying to do, where did you put it?
Shang-Chi, for me, is another introductory movie.
So that would be
Nice
going to a
solid
B.
B. Yep.
Hey, it's saved.
Nice solid B. I enjoyed Shang-Chi. I had no problems at all with the movie. I just don't know the most about this character. That said, I enjoyed what they showed me and what they introduced, how they introduced it.
Okay.
I could have done, like... I feel like they could have gotten somebody a little bit better to play Awkwafina's role.
Oh, I love her.
I don't hate her. And I didn't have, like, the biggest problem with it. I just feel like they, it could have been done slightly better. I don't know. Like, I wasn't, like, anti her by any means. But...
This was a near perfect movie for me. I absolutely love this for a kung fu flick.
Fair.
What it is, I gave this an A. And I know Rouch, because when I first saw it, like, he was the first one I contacted since he goes to see everything.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, it has a lot of cheesy parts and all that, but, like, the fight scenes were cool. And I love that they brought in fake Mandarin and, like, how they kind of changed the Mandarin and Fu Manchu into one character. They made him...
Well, because they can't... You can't do Fu Manchu nowadays.
No, so they're like, we're changing Shang-Chi's dad. We're changing it to make it work.
Yeah. And it worked.
It did. It 100% worked. I'd be willing to compromise and give this a B.
Honestly, I would be willing to compromise up to an A.
Really?
Like I said, I could probably do with just bumping most of my selections up one tier. Most.
I'd be very happy about that.
I highly enjoyed the movie. There was really, other than, like I said, I didn't 100% care for Awkwafina. That's just, a personal opinion. That has nothing to do with the character being bad. It has nothing to do with the movie being bad. It was a solid movie. I don't know much about the character outside of the movie, but the movie definitely has me interested in the character. So
I'm excited to see, and they even, like, Wong at the end, it's like, hey, you're part of this thing now. And then,
that got me very interested in what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they do with the rings. Did the one guy from the Eternals make it? Because
I feel like that is,
Kang, or if it's
I
like
feel
a
like
Kang.
I feel like it is going to connect back to Eternals in some way.
Because I called that shit. I was like, that guy that makes all the weapons, and he like makes broken weapons. These rings are kind of broken, and like they did a lot of like cool stuff. So like Shang-Chi and his sister, when they get their outfits.
Yeah.
If you notice, both of them their sleeves go up to where the rings would be, because they did not know who would get the rings. So they made the outfits like right because the mom left them, I think, something like that.
Oh no, they were dads.
No, the outfits, not the rings.
Oh, the outfits. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the mom.
Yeah, back at their the place.
Or like the mom's sister made them on behalf of the mom or something. I can't
Yeah.
remember 100%, but it
Yeah,
was
but like
it was the mom's side.
yeah, and they didn't know who would get the ring, so that's why both their sleeves are the same length. I'm like, that's cool as shit.
I will. The one thing I did find a little bit cheesy with the outfits was just I didn't care that they incorporated his like super expensive Nikes, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
used. And,
agreed.
that was a little cheesy, but
Yeah. I even like the adorable little creature thing with fake Mandarin.
yeah, the little furry butt thing.
Yeah, the
with
thing that
wings.
had like that was great. This appealed to everything I want. It had cool fighting. The character development was great. Cute things. It hits a bunch of marks for me. So are we willing to bring this to an A?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Very A heavy here, and I like that.
I think this was that was another one I was kind of like torn on of like, is this an A for me? Is it a B for me? Yeah, I'll throw it in B, but I could definitely be convinced otherwise.
Okay. So Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming is
Spider-Man 1. That is
what
Spider-Man on the left in the suit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
This one I have as an A.
I also have this as an A because I thought what they did to make Vulture's character, I thought this was perfect. He's just a normal dude that was doing cleanup, and then they're just like, hey, get fucked. You no longer have this job.
He was an average Joe that got screwed over.
Yep.
By the government and
Later, bud.
yeah, he got screwed over by the government, and it's just made do with what he could do.
Yeah.
The way the costume design for the Vulture, I loved it. I personally really like that MJ is not your standard fucking MJ.
Yep.
Well,
that was
nothing,
wasn't it like
nothing.
kind of a reveal at the end? Like they were calling her something, and then she's like, "Oh, I go by MJ." We're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. But I mean, we all knew she was
right. The fact
I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Yeah, he is. I think he is the perfect cast for. Rouch would have a lot of different words about this because I believe Toby is his guy, which is not wrong. He's definitely my number 2, but Toby would not work as MCU Spider-Man. He's in MCU as a Spider-Man, but Tom Holland fits the package. His whole thing with Tom Holland, Rouch's thing, is that he's not enough like Peter Parker. He's a great Spider-Man.
I gotta disagree though too. Like, I mean, it depends. That's the other thing. I guess this goes back to your multiverse problem. Like, it depends on what fucking Spider-Man you're reading.
Correct.
You know?
But like the whole thing is like Peter Parker's big thing is like he's constantly getting shit on.
Yeah, and he's
that doesn't happen.
But he's also constantly no. Well, yes and no.
It's very like all right. Comic book Peter Parker, heavy shit on.
Right, but and more as like a
Parker,
typical adult heavy shit on of like, oh, he's got to fucking constantly struggle to pay his rent, or he's getting kicked out, or things like that. He's got a job. He works for the fucking Daily Bugle, and he's trying to also be Spider-Man and also keep his boss from figuring out that he's Spider-Man because his boss is obsessed with him.
And maintain a relationship, and like that. Comic book Spider-Man is more relatable as a person. Because it's like, no matter what, you just gotta figure out how to get it done.
Yeah, comic book Spider-Man is also college age usually, though.
Correct.
Whereas this Spider-Man we're being introduced to with Tom Holland is still in, he's just now going to college and probably his next movie, or if
Yeah.
whatever the case may be with that. But they introduced him as a little bit younger than he usually is, which drew in a lot of the younger crowds, which
Right.
is fine.
Which is
And
what
it
you
wor-
need.
it
You
worked
need a
out perfectly
relatable
for him.
character.
He's still, he's still, the constantly with the quips, and he's funny. Like, he's got the look, obviously. I think he's a perfect Spider-Man for today's generation, and
I'm
I don't
100%
think.
agreeing with you.
No, I know you are, but
Yeah.
I'm arguing against Rouch with him not being
Yeah,
here. So.
and I'm trying to be him, and I'm not doing a good enough job.
I mean, you're doing well enough, but like, I feel like he's just more appealing to today's generation, and that's why they did what they did in the most recent Spider-Man, is to also bring back some of the older generation.
And we
And it
will get
worked.
to that shortly, because I know where I put that movie. I don't need to even look at my list for that one.
Yeah, me too.
So Homecoming, he had as a B. Did you have yours as a B or an A? I forget.
Homecoming was the first one, yes?
Yes.
Homecoming was an A.
Okay, so that's where it is going.
I don't know why I asked, because...
Now,
I don't know why I asked, because the next one,
uh,
Far From Home,
Yep.
I've also got as an A.
Really?
I like Spider-Man.
So I put that as an A, but that is also one I didn't feel like it should be there. That I get it. It made it the importance for the next movie with the whole thing, like the No Way Home.
Yeah. It led into No Way Home very well. I just really enjoy Spider-Man. I probably like Spider-Man a little too much. He's like, outside of the X-Men, I've read probably the most Spider-Man, which is probably part of the why. Like, I don't want to see another fucking Uncle Ben story.
Did I not
Which
put
is
No
what-
Way Home on here?
No, it's on here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason it got pulled up to. That's why I didn't see it down there. It got pulled
You
up.
just
to-
look for the one that has Spider-Man and Doctor Strange on it.
Yeah. For some, I think that happened. Yeah, this got messed up. Because where did we put Iron Man 3? Because I think this happened when everything was all fucked up.
Iron Man 3, I believe, went to a C. Because I had it at a D on my list, and I'm pretty sure we agreed that I bumped it up one.
Because I had it as a B and
Rouch had it as...
a B. Did we bring it up to?
maybe
a
we
B or-
bumped it. Maybe we bumped it to B.
I think we bumped it to B.
That's fine. I can't remember 100%. I'm fine with that.
Okay. So Far From Home, you gave an A.
Far From Home with Mysterio,
Yeah.
got an A.
So I rewatched that Christmas because Lexi didn't watch Far From Home or No Way Home. Why? I don't know. Because she's fucking silly like that.
Oh, see, Lady Truth would have killed me if I ever watched any of those without her.
So during it, I was like, she's like, oh, I like this character. I was like, talking about Mysterio.
Oh,
Yeah. And she's like,
Okay.
I'm like, just wait. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, just
watch
wait.
the movie.
Yeah. Because my lovely, lovely wife likes to do this thing where if there's something that makes her feel uncomfortable or any level of anxiety in anything, she just goes right to her phone and reads about it. She does not get the enjoyment of the surprise, which gets me mad when we're watching stuff together for the first time because now I can read her reaction and now I know.
Yeah, like Lady Truth will do that too. Like, we'll sit there, we're watching. What was it we were watching? I don't remember, but we were watching something. I think it was one of the TV series, the MCU TV series on Disney Plus. And I was like, who the fuck? I know that character. Who is that character? I could not think of it. Like, just seeing as the person appeared. And like, okay, like, but you know, they revealed who the character was in the movie. I'm like, oh man, that ties into this, but what was this thing? Like, what is this? And like, she's like already looking it up on her phone, and I'm just like, no, don't look it up. I don't want to fucking know. I want to just sit here and think about it while I watch, so I can, freak out about it more when it happens.
So I'm willing to. I already forgot where the fuck he had this. I'm willing to leave it as an A. This is one of the things that when I made my tier list, I'm like, as a movie, I think it's an A, but I would personally put it as a B because I like the whole fight scenes with Mysterio were cool as shit. Like the same way they did of like more or less he closes his eyes and uses his Peter tingle to get through that whole thing. I was like, this is great, and the interaction with Happy and just seeing him be like Iron Man on the plane and all that, like there's a lot of high moments. The stuff I don't like is the stuff with Mysterio, like the interaction with him, but like that's why I feel like I want to put it as a B, even though I know I'm wrong, because that's your villain. Like, when I don't like the interaction of what's going on with the villain, that's a crucial thing.
Honestly, it is definitely the weakest of the Spider-Man films, in my opinion.
100%.
That's like I said, I'm a fucking whore for Spider-Man and X-Men. I did not care for Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio at all.
Same. I feel like he pulled it off, but like, I feel like
I didn't mind it
better
when he had the helmet on.
The helmet was great, and like, all right, another cool part was like these were all callbacks to Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like everything in this was callbacks to Iron Man, and this was that first moment of life after Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's a very important movie. And this one's definitely not a bad movie. Like, I know we're having the discussion: is this an A or a B? I would love to have had a B average.
We're having the discussion of is it an A or a B?
Yeah.
Neither of those are a bad ranking by any means.
He gave it a B as well.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I would let it go to a low A. I don't think it deserves the B.
Okay, we'll leave it as the A, because like that's where I had it, because like I put it in a logical terms, like this is an A movie, but I personally think it's a B. But I'm okay with it being an A. It makes sense. It feels weird having a Spider-Man not be in an A.
Right. I think most of everybody everywhere would probably hate us if we had it lower than it.
Yeah. Now,
or at least everybody would think we're wrong. Think we're wrong all you want. This is our ranking, not yours.
And this is the beauty of
we do want to hear your ranking as well.
Yeah. So now,
obviously, we've all had differing opinions on this podcast alone.
That's the beauty of this.
Yes.
So now the big one, one of the best things to happen. No Way Home.
Yes. It's an S.
100% this is a fucking S.
I don't know what more needs to be said about it. It brings in everything that brings in everything. It touches every note. It nails every note.
The way that they tied all the other villains and the other Spider-Mans back in, and like I recently watched the extended version of it when I did my rewatch, and like the more interaction they have, like right before that big battle at the end, like the three of them are just bullshitting, and they're talking about how Toby's webs work, and they're just like, does it come out of anywhere else? Like,
yeah.
Like he's like, it's kind of like when you breathe, and like you just do it.
Wait,
like,
you guys have web shooters?
He's like, wait, you don't? And just how they're talking about everything, and just their interactions are perfect. And like, all right, spoilers. If you haven't seen this, just pause it here and go watch it. Like, Aunt May.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this, what are you doing?
When Aunt May went, I was like, no.
I was extremely surprised. That said, I kind of feel like it was the right thing to do.
I agree. So
Strictly because they didn't do your standard Uncle Ben story.
Yeah, and they did minimal talking. I just asked Rouch the other day, because I haven't watched Homecoming in a while. I was like, did they mention Uncle Ben at all? And I feel like the only time they did was during Civil... I feel like there was...
I don't remember ever
Was there an
there
interaction
ever
about it
being.
during Civil War, like before he comes over and, you know, you're...
I mean, it's been a long time since I've watched Civil War, to be fair.
Like
Not a
when-
long time, but long
when-
enough that I don't remember.
when he's eating the, you know, date bread or whatever the hell Aunt May made that was, like, terrible. He's like, for what this was, it was, you know, pretty decent, and still just throws it out.
I can't remember.
If so, it's either, like, there was a sentence about Uncle Ben or nothing.
The only mentioning of an Uncle Ben in general that I remember was in the
No Way Home?
No Way Home, yeah, where one of the other Peters was the one mentioning like, oh yeah, you know, my Uncle Ben used to say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, so, and that's when they have the maybe she didn't die for nothing, like, conversation when he was just angry. But, like, also, we got more of the Green Goblin, and, like, I fucking loved how cheesy Green Goblin was in, Spider-Man 1 with, Tobey. Like, I absolutely loved it. And I initially hated the suit, because, like, they made it look like comic book Green Goblin.
Oh man, yes.
With,
Well, a little bit. It was a kind of like a combination.
right, and I feel like that was a perfect thing, because I was like, this is how it would kind of look realistically. Like, you know, just kind of all like beat up rags and everything, and like kind of with the hood that kind of looks like the hood, and I'm like, this was done so well. And
Yeah.
the Doc Ock redemption and everything of like, it's a nearly perfect movie. And
I can't think of really anything bad to say. I'm sure there is. If to somebody that isn't me, I'm sure there are people out there that can nitpick something.
I'm sure
that
there's
I
at
just
least like
don't
4
notice,
people
but-
out there that would give this movie an F, but like they can just go F themselves. Like I absolutely love this. I've rewatched this one a bunch of times too, and this is like the latest MCU movie that's like readily available to watch.
Mhm.
Man, that movie was so fucking good.
Agreed.
All
I'm
right.
assuming Rouch also had that as an S, or
100% S. Yeah.
okay, yeah, makes sense.
And Spider-Man is his dude. Like, I believe he still gets comics. I know he hasn't gone to pick up his pull list in a while, but it's Spider-Man and Batman. That's the only things that he's reading now.
I'm honestly not reading much of anything right now.
Yeah.
I
Well,
haven't read anything in a bit. But
yeah, 'cause like the price went up again, right? As did everything.
I just don't have the time to get to the stores
Yeah.
at all. I don't feel like paying for Marvel Unlimited anymore.
Don't blame you. So
Hey,
now, like, it's tough because I want to read comics, but like being out of the game for so long, like,
That's where Marvel Unlimited is nice. Because like a lot of the things I want to read is like, you know, the current X-Men stuff, like what's currently happening, and I can't read those on Unlimited until like 3 months or something like that after they, you know, release in the store.
oh, that's weird, but I understand it. It's so that
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing as, you know, like a streaming service. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if something comes out brand new in the movie theater, you can't just go watch it on a streaming service. At least
Yeah.
most times.
man, I miss those days.
But
Those were nice.
you know, the Marvel Unlimited is really good if you want to just go read like a lot of backlog stuff. Like that's where I read most of like all the old Avengers shit. Like
Yeah.
I read a lot of the Avengers stuff in there. I read all the new Avengers stuff in there. I read like I read fucking Supreme Spider-Man.
Was
Where
that
is?
the
Where
one
it's-
where Doc Ock
where Doc
Yeah.
Ock and him.
they switch?
But like when it comes to reading current shit, like I just don't have the time or the money.
So I don't blame you. It's an extra expense now that a lot of people have cut out.
Yeah. My current comic collecting is mostly just picking up variant covers here and there for stuff I like, or if I see a cheap, like if I go to, you know, half price books or something like that with Lady Truth, and they happen to have like a couple of X-Men comics of like part 1, 2, and 3 of this story that's like $5 for the total of them. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
like-
I'll grab it. But
Where I'm at now, I'm just trades. If I'm gonna read something, I'm gonna wait until it's in trade form. It's
yeah,
like, all right. So after I watched Invincible, I really want to read it now.
yep,
And
me too.
Rouch has a bunch of the trades that made it through the fire. So I don't have to go out and buy it, but like I feel really bad for him because like he had the full run, 2 issues of Invincible #1, which goes for a pretty penny now,
Yeah,
and they're just gone. All of his Invincible stuff. It's a shame. But
that is no bueno.
yeah, so now he's just at a point of like, do I want to rebuy it again just to have it as a collectible thing? I'm like, I think you're past that now, man. You just want to read stuff, just get it in trade form. It sucks.
That's kind of like that's where I'm at mostly. Like I said, I'll pick up a variant cover for things here and there. Like there's one specific artist really even that I look for that, and if I can't find a variant cover of hers that I want or like, or if it's affordable, then fuck it. I don't care too much about buying comics.
Yeah.
I love to read them, but I'll read them like you said. I'll buy a trade book, bind up, whatever.
Yep.
Or, every once in a while I'll renew Marvel Unlimited for like a month or two. Read some time through there.
Yep, just catch up and like as much as you can in that time period. It's a good way to do it. So to get back to the matter at hand,
Topic at hand. Yep.
Thor.
Get on to what?
Thor. We're on the Thors. That's it.
Yeah, this should be the end of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Last 3 here. I'm gonna continue doing my usual
There's no
bumping
way.
things up.
Because there's no way you gave this a B.
Yeah, nope, you're right.
Because
You're very right.
so I'll tell you what Rouch gave his, an F.
I gave it a okay. If you want me to go by what I actually gave it, I gave it a D.
I gave it a D as well.
Okay.
This is one that doesn't.
We were
hold
all
up.
close to the same page.
Yeah, does not hold up. The visuals on Thor were not good.
I did not care for his costume.
No, it looked
And
terrible.
that even in the Avengers, I don't care for his costume.
Yeah, like I really appreciated Dad Bod Thor,
Yeah.
but like they're just fighting themselves in this movie. There is no real reason. This is just the introductory to him where he fights just Asgard, more or less. And he's a dick.
Pretty much, yeah. And another part of why it got the D for me really is just because, again, I don't know Thor. I don't care about Thor.
Yeah.
Thor is just a god.
Yeah.
He's a god from
strongest
Asgard. I wouldn't even say that though. Like,
What would you give it, a Hulk?
I was gonna say him and Hulk sit there and fight back and forth all the time, and it's a pretty even match.
I would still give it a Thor.
Probably ultimately it would go to Thor,
Yeah.
but what you see, it's a pretty even match.
And what we get to see too, which is we'll talk later on.
But like, I don't know, it's Thor. I was never a big Thor guy. It comes back to the Superman thing for me. Like, oh, he's just an alien.
Yeah.
He's a strong alien. And Thor's just a strong fucking Norse god. Woo. There's nothing that thrilling about him. And his introductory movie was not great.
No.
It was definitely the weakest of them.
Yeah, it was about him being a child, him learning that he had like what he has to fucking do, and then he fights Asgard, and then it's like, hey, Loki's a dick.
Yeah.
That's it. That's that movie in a nutshell.
Honestly, Loki's the best thing that the original Thor movie has going.
Yeah. So are we content with giving this a D? I can't justifiably give it an F.
Yeah, D's fine.
Okay. Now Thor 2.
Thor 2, I have it in F.
Rouch has it as a D. I also have it as a D. There's visually this was better. Still bad. You
I feel
actually
like-
got a villain though.
I feel like the story was more comprehensible in the first one, though. Like, the story made less sense to me in the second.
The second one at least connects to the Infinity Stones, at least connects to the greater picture.
Yeah, if you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, first impressions of somebody going into that movie not knowing that,
Yeah.
okay, so the bad guy's some creepy, spooky black fog stuff and some elves.
It does. Neither one of the, like, ultimately, I think Thor 1 is worse than Thor 2.
I can compromise that, honestly. I can compromise that.
I'd be willing to give them both D's because I feel like they are equally as bad, but the visuals on it were better in 2. Are we okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now we get to Thor Fraggle Rock.
Ragnarok got an A for me.
It got an A from Rouch. I gave it an S.
I don't know if I don't think I could have put it that high. It didn't have quite the high standings to me as my other S tier movies, but it was very, very good.
This
By
one,
far, one of the best.
yeah, this is so much better than which is crazy to see the jump from Thor 1 and 2 to 3. The interactions he has with everybody, Hela showing up and just fucking shit up. The start of this movie is hilarious, and like I feel like this was the appropriate level of comedy to action, because it was a legit roller coaster of like, all right, it's really funny, then it slowly dips down, plateaus a bit so you could be serious, and then it brings it back up again. And we pretty much got World War Hulk.
It's exactly where we figured out that hey, we can't make just like a full-on like serious Thor movie. Our people are just gonna be bored because it's just gods.
Yep, that's it.
We got to do something, and then they took it the right direction with doing, as you mentioned, the kind of the World War Hulk thing.
Mm-hmm.
They nailed it.
They put two
they did
stories into one movie, and it worked perfectly. Where did Rouch put this? He put this as an A. I could absolutely compromise this to an A.
I think that's fair.
Completely comfortable with that. And now for our last movie, Thor.
Love and Thunder.
Yep. Where did you put this?
I think this is just some recency bias for me, because like thinking back on it, I don't think this is quite as good as Ragnarok.
Oh, it's definitely not. I can 100% agree.
I put it on my list at A, but I really feel like it is probably more of the B.
Okay. I put mine as a B, and Rouch put his as a C. The internet absolutely hated this movie. Absolutely hated it.
I don't think it was that terrible.
No.
It was kind of choppy with the storytelling.
Yep.
Kind of felt a little back and forth all over the place. A lot of the flashback stuff kind of seemed nonsensical at some points. But the overall story and what happens, what we get out of it, was good for what it was. I think a lot of the internet hate is just they don't like Lady Thor.
No, but I feel like also they did that perfectly. Because that was my big thing going into it. I was like, so what the hell are they doing? Is now two? Are they doing the 2 Thor thing? Just 1 Thor? Well,
this was one of the last Marvel trailers I actually saw.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was like, no, I can't keep watching trailers.
Right.
And when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, are they just gonna kill off Chris Hemsworth Thor, and we're gonna just go full on Almighty, or not Almighty, but whatever the
Lady Thor's
title actually is. Yeah, maybe I think it is Almighty.
I think it is.
Maybe. Yeah, because I mean, there is a full comic. There's a full-on comic series that exists. There's a thing. So I was like, damn, if that's the case, cool. I mean, I'm not sure if everybody's gonna like that, but neat. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
So with the way they did it, I was not remotely expecting what they did.
No, and I thought it was done appropriately.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it might be partially because maybe the actress kind of wanted out,
Yeah.
which, you know, to each their own, whatever. But I don't think that it was, you know, her being Thor in any way is bad.
No, and I feel like they did it well enough to, like, they gave a full-blown explanation on everything. Like, she's sick, now she's trying to use magic to heal herself since she was, like, doing chemo. And, like,
Yeah,
that
she was in
just,
chemo.
Yeah, that was just doing nothing. So she was good until she wasn't.
She got cancer from all, like, the fucking radiation of all the shit she was working with for years and
Yep.
years and years.
But yeah, the fight scenes were cool as shit. The visuals of, like, Hemdell's kid, the floating head, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, there was 100% some rough parts.
Yeah. We had the Guardians in it for the first couple minutes.
The Guardians appearing. That was okay. That ties it back to what I was going to think about earlier. I was thinking about earlier. Didn't they show up in a NovaCorp thing? Didn't they show up in NovaCorp uniforms?
Did they?
I thought they did. I could be completely misremembering.
You could be correct.
But I feel like I remember at some point in time in either this or one of the Guardians movies, they were in NovaCorp uniforms, like near the end or at the beginning.
Oh, it was the Rouch is now in chat.
With the old school Guardian uniforms, Rouch was NovaCorp uniforms.
See,
Or at least I feel like they were.
because when you watch the holiday special, they're just on the planet, and they're just like rebuilding that planet, and they're just in their normal
nowhere.
shit. Yeah, nowhere. That was it. I was like, somewhere, anywhere, nowhere. But yeah, so old school Guardians uniforms, and the next one they're gonna rock legit NovaCorp. I just want more NovaCorp. I just feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Well, I'm pretty sure Nova's gonna. I swear I saw something around Nova coming in one of the next couple phases.
Great. He's an important-ish character.
I mean, he's as important as Blue Beetle, and I think I saw something on him too coming soon.
Isn't Blue Beetle?
Or no, not Blue Beetle. Damn it, there was somebody else. I don't know. Yeah, Blue Beetle's DC. I don't know why I was thinking that.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I played the fucking DC MK.
I mean, I probably had Blue Beetle on the mind because I just watched. I watched Young Justice not too long ago.
I really need to finish that show.
Season 4 is decent.
Okay, I forgot where I left off.
There's like 4 seasons or something like that on HBO now. I don't think they're doing a 5th, unfortunately, though.
Didn't it end for a little bit and then it got brought back?
Yeah, they had 3.
Yeah.
Like the original airing was 3 seasons. Then they put it to HBO.
Yep.
And then everybody was like, you know, what the fuck? Why did nobody ever continue it?
Yep.
Because like the way the original airings ended, it ended on a huge cliffhanger that everybody was like, hell yeah, we're getting this.
Yep.
And it never happened because the show got canceled. And then HBO picked it up, put it on there, the original 3 seasons, and everybody was like, no, it needs to continue. So they put the 4th season out, and then it got canceled.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it was really good.
All right, so Love and Thunder, you had it as a C?
I had it as an A.
An
but
A,
I think
that was it.
I said
And
I
Rouch
think
had
I
it as a
should bump
C.
it down to a B.
I'm
Because
content
it
with it
doesn't-
being a B.
I don't think it deserved the same level as Ragnarok. I don't think it was that good.
I'm okay with it as a B.
Okay.
Hundo P as a B. We did it.
I'm like the slightest bit disappointed that Eternals is the only one as an F. But
That's insane that you put that movie above an Avengers movie. What?
I didn't put Eternals above an Avengers movie.
No, this isn't in an order. This is just like, these are the B, these are the A's. It's not in any importance order.
Oh yeah, we didn't like we didn't put them into like specific
No.
high B, low B. Like
Yeah, Love and Thunder is not above an Avengers movie.
no, like, the actuality of it would be is, the Avengers movie would be the high end of that B category.
Yeah.
Love and Thunder would probably be mid to mid or at least behind Avengers.
Oh,
That's
so,
that's just
he's saying that you had it in A where Ultron is in B. So on your list, it would be.
oh no, Ultron was in fucking D for me. Remember?
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's yeah. That's still that he. Yeah, he's not wrong on that.
Trust me, guys. My list does not make sense, and my list was basically just my personal opinions of what was good and what wasn't. Like, what I liked and what I didn't like.
And that's the thing
My
about
list was by no
opinions.
means definitive. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is. I'm satisfied with this list.
I am an insane person. Yes. Well, I mean, what do you expect here?
This is
Yes.
crazy.
I
I
am a
can't
madman.
believe I can't believe we did this. And now
Again, I'm still just disappointed Eternals is the only one in an F. I feel like we should just get rid of F and put Eternals into D.
no way. There is no way that I can compare Eternals to Iron Man 2.
I can't either, but I mean, hey. I technically had it above Iron Man.
You can't remember any of the characters in the movie.
No, I can't. But I can only remember Iron Man and Happy and Pepper from Iron Man 2.
That's 3 more than you remember from Eternals.
Yeah. Eternals had Cersei. It had
You're not counting Black
Icarus.
Knight.
Icarus.
Okay.
It had there was one that was something like Gorgon or something along those lines, but it's not Gorgon.
It had Superman. It had the Flash. It had. And Wonder Woman even made the reference in one of the DC animated. She's like, these are the living gods. This is great.
I don't think Eternals is that bad of a movie, honestly, but it is probably the weakest of the Marvel.
That's what we're doing. Like, I think it's a bad movie, but that's like in the whole scheme of things, it is the worst MCU movie.
Yeah, I know. I can't actually actively argue against that. You are correct.
I wanted to like it. I really did, especially because the length of it.
Like it's just it's a me thing being a I'm just a Marvel fanboy and I'm gonna kind of enjoy just about anything Marvel.
It truly hurt me that I didn't like this. Like, because this really changes the bar for me, because everything else I enjoyed, and I'm like, now I'm in this danger zone of like, they can make bad movies. I love Jack Kirby, so yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
This is an absolutely Jack Kirby movie. Like, they just did their best to put Jack Kirby on screen, like all of his shit.
But you gotta take into account though, like nobody even enjoyed the comics all that much. Like the comics were not the strongest selling Marvel comics by any means. They're probably some of the lowest selling.
Yeah.
Like Jack Kirby's great. If you don't love Jack Kirby, like I don't know, get the fuck out of anything Marvel.
EA, get fucked.
But it is what it is. People weren't familiar with the source material enough to appreciate any of it, and that's fair. Because I wasn't familiar with the source material at all either. I went into it completely blank, and I enjoyed it for what it was, an okay Marvel superhero movie. But only okay.
I wish I cared about any of these characters. Like, that's where we're getting at now with the MCU. They're killing off characters you care about and bringing in new ones. I get it. They're adding longevity for their
We're gonna see new Avengers.
Yeah, and like I want to care about them, but as of right now, I don't. Like
No, they're the actual new Avengers comic. Like,
yeah,
the lineup.
but like no, but
We're gonna. It's Luke Cage is gonna be a part of it. Hopefully, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. Like
hopefully.
they're three big parts of the new Avengers in the comic series. So I can't see why they wouldn't keep at least those three in. Daredevil.
Guardians is going to be done after this.
Yep.
And what team do we have now? Like what is our team? Hawkeye's like pretty much done. He's not doing anything.
Yeah,
He'll probably
Hawkeye's probably retiring.
yeah, and you saw Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the thing with his wife and all that, I'm like, that's cool as shit. But now
we're gonna have Kate Bishop Hawkeye.
yeah,
You know, like, and we're gonna have Riri Williams Ironheart. We'll have Pepper Potts as
what the hell?
Guardian. No.
What the shit?
That's a decent thing too.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank.
she's in
Pepper
Marvel
Potts is
Strike-
Iron Man.
Yeah, she's in Strike Force. I don't.
She's in Snap too. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't use her. God damn it.
We're gonna Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur are supposed to be showing up, so that'll be cool, as long as they do them right. Like, there's a lot that I'm looking forward to seeing, as long as it's done right. So it's just a matter of that. If they can nail the execution, then I'll be fine with it. I don't need the same Avengers team we've been seeing for fucking 12 years now.
Keep it going.
No longer.
I'm wanting to just keep it going.
Everybody's story's got to run out sometime. It's time for the new heroes, and that's fine with me. Bring in X-Men, bring in the new Avengers.
I don't think X-Men would work in this MCU.
It definitely would.
I would love for it to, but I don't think it would, man.
You were just talking about wanting a way to get rid of Carol's powers.
Right. Just
bring in the X-Men, bring in Rogue.
And
Carol's powers are gone.
Are they going to start with AVX then? Just
it has to be. Yeah.
I mean,
that's the perfect way to do it. Unless they want to fucking try, unless they want to
Rescue? Is her name Rescue?
Yes, Rescue. That is correct.
Yeah, because I was like, it was something with helping.
I know something with helping, but it's like, I know it's one word.
Yep.
Danger. No, Danger's the fucking actual humanoid robot version of the Danger Room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Rescue. But what was I saying?
Bring in X-Men into the MCU.
Yes. You've watched Miss Marvel?
Yeah, and
right?
that's what they're doing. They hinted toward, they didn't hint, they pretty much said that.
Did they though? Or were they suggesting the Inhumans again?
I think they were. I think that was.
I think so too. It was more mutants, but
didn't they
my
use
thing
the
is,
word?
No, they just said like a mutated gene.
Right. So that
but a mutated gene could be an Inhuman gene.
That's true as well.
Brought on by her exposure to the
bracelet.
Other planet.
Oh no! Yeah, you're right.
Universe,
Yeah.
But
man, I
either
really
way,
didn't want to like that
it's gonna.
show, but I did.
That's gonna lead it to either it would be AVX, which would be a fucking fantastic story for them to do in movies. Like, I would love that. Or Avengers versus Humans, which would be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, because like, who would be fighting who in the MCU that we have now? If you're doing the AVX, who's getting?
Well, we're starting another podcast here now, so
this is true. You're not wrong.
Jot some notes down that that's definitely something we should discuss at a future time, probably.
Because Rouch definitely. So you guys are way more comic book knowledge than me. Like,
Rouch is probably even more so than I am. Like, I know my stuff, but like, I don't know everything.
You know
by any
way
means.
more X-Men, because like that
maybe
that's your jam.
Yeah, I have read 70% of it, maybe.
And X-Men's dope. I fucking love X-Men. So I would be interested in being a part of this conversation by chiming in periodically, because I would not be able to take as much from what I know into the conversation. Everything that I would know is from comic book adjace. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the way I feel like it'd be fun to do is just, overall,
yeah.
Including like combining the comic book, appearances along with, show appearances or movie appearances or whatever, and putting that together to decide like who would win the fight of whatever.
I would love to just do comic book movie tier list excluding MCU. I think that
We could do that too. That'd be fun.
I think that would be great. I mean, the Batman movies would pretty much be at the top. A lot of the Batman, a lot of the Batman movies would be top tier.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, outside of Marvel, Batman's really the only good superhero movies that I can, ultimately remember.
I really did. I know we're gonna be talking about this at another point, but like, I really enjoyed the First Class, like the younger, like young Magneto. Give me that all fucking day.
Oh yeah.
Michael Fassbender Magneto fucking killed it. The whole scene with him with the coin and just slowly going into the dude's like skull. I was like, yes, let's go.
And see those movies like First Class and
Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, mostly First Class and Apocalypse, because Dark Phoenix was not.
No, it was not.
But like those two, at very least, are why I got extremely hyped during WandaVision.
Yep, because of Homeboy showing up.
They brought back the good Quicksilver.
Yep, because he killed it.
Which made me very hyped and kind of very curious to see, like, are they actually going to bring back Quicksilver? But it's not going to actually be her Quicksilver. It's going to be an alternate universe Quicksilver.
Right. And then they were just
but no, they ended up just doing like, no, it's just a figment of her imagination.
Yeah.
I'm actually some dude, yeah, that's living in the house next door.
See, here's my headshot. I'm an actor.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like X-Men,
Batman,
Man of Steel.
Honestly, top for me outside of straight up MCU comic book movies, the top of the top for me is Logan.
See, I'm in that small bracket that didn't enjoy that as much as everybody else.
That movie was fantastic.
And I get it, like, because I wanted Old Man Logan, and I didn't get it.
That's what it was. No, that is what it was.
Kind of.
That's 100% what it was.
I knew they couldn't do the Banner Kids and like all that like other stuff because of not owning the other properties on everything, but I get it. Like,
no, yeah, I mean that's more Old Man Logan in like World War Hulk stuff too, but like I don't know, it was Old Man Logan. It was also, not. I can see where you're coming from, but the way that movie ended was the way it needed to end.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad movie. I just didn't love it like everybody else.
Yeah, fair.
I enjoyed because he had 3, right? He had the Wolverine, right?
Yep.
Logan and Wolverine Origins.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was with fake ass Silver Samurai.
That was Wolverine.
Yeah. And then Origins.
Origins was fucking horrible.
So many parts in that movie, but like the bad stuff really outweighs the good.
I am sorry, Deadpool with his mouth sewn shut and looking like fucking Baraka is not at all.
Correct. That's a low point.
What the fuck are they thinking?
And they ruined one of my favorite characters.
Gambit?
Yeah, that was a very bad Gambit. Mm-hmm. Like visually he looked okay. But the way he was and everything, no.
So I still really want to see Channing Tatum do Gambit.
Oh my god, I think Channing Potato would be a terrible Gambit.
No, he wouldn't.
I think that's a
He
bad
could
guess.
absolutely fit that role.
Visually,
Like,
he doesn't.
you're no, put him in the costume, and I think he would. I think you're picturing him too much of like 21 Jump Street or the other one.
The stripping one?
Yeah. Magic Mike,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah. But slim him down a little bit, but keep him fit. Put him in the costume, and I think he's got the role.
I'm trying to think who would be better, and I'm terrible at this game of like who would be perfect in this role. I know on SAG they did like
Well, I know this is yet another topic suggestion that I
Yeah.
suggested. It's fan casting, a Marvel movie of your own.
oh I would love to do that.
So that's definitely something we should think about, because yeah, I could talk about this type of shit all night.
Because do you know what I would want? I would want Jim Halpert as Mr. Fantastic. That was
see that.
perfect. That was perfect for me. When they had that was perfect, and I will post it every time on my Instagram story. The scene.
He got done real dirty. But
Yeah, but the whole thing of like you've seen The Office enough, right?
yeah, I've seen enough of it through GIFs. And
Yeah. So like there's this one thing that's posted on social media of like the scene of Mr. Fantastic talking about like, we have to punish Doctor Strange and all that, and then it goes to The Office, cuts to Robert California saying, "Why is Jim being mean to the magician?" Every time I see that, I just post that shit. It's still funny to me as it was the first time I saw it.
Yep. I mean, he nailed the role. Yeah.
He really did.
And that was actually to go back to it a little bit, I guess, and keep us on a little bit of the topic that we should be on, and rather than
Just rambling.
that was a little bit of I guess that is one negative thing I could say about the Doctor Strange multiverse.
Missed opportunity?
It was a very big missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been much more than it was. It was really kind of
Fan service.
not even fan service, but like a shorter, a little bit shorter than it should have been or needed to be seen near the end of the, not near the end, but like closer to the end of the movie than most people would have expected.
Yeah.
Like, I expected there to be a little bit more involved with the Illuminati than it was.
Yes.
Like, I was a little disappointed that it was just like, oh, okay, we went to this universe, and then you're meeting the Illuminati, and now you're fighting the Illuminati, and now you're leaving. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
And now they're
it
dead.
was very cool to see him for a minute, I guess, but yeah, I would have liked a little bit more of them. I guess that is one negative thing I could say about that one.
Yeah, I would love to see a director's cut with like at least like 10 minutes of them.
Yeah.
And just how she just immediately claps him up. Like immediately. No struggle
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I did laugh my ass off at oh yeah, like,
Thanks for telling me how to stop him.
yeah, like,
Was
this
that
year, don't let him speak. Well, okay.
was that Black Bolt?
Black Belt, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they just go and he just goes and yells at Thanos and then it just blows up. Yeah, we dealt with that problem already. That never was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
yeah, I'm not gonna like the next Fantastic Four. I haven't liked any ones before, and I feel like we're gonna get another origin story.
I probably, unfortunately, that's like the downside to like the next phases and stuff coming, is it's going to be a lot of new, quote unquote, new characters. So it's going to be more origins shit for a minute, but
I think they're trying to do it the way that like they introduce like Black Panther and other characters, like have them be a small part in a movie and then they get their own.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like that's my hopes, is we'll see. I can't remember what the next single character movie that's coming is, but like, the next bigger movie that's coming, we'll see, like near the end of it, or like in the post-credit scene or something. They'll be like, oh yeah, so and so, you good? Thanks for joining us, or thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
And the next movie that comes out is more about them.
Because I know in Ant-Man we're going to be seeing more. We're going to see Paul Rudd die and his daughter take the role.
Maybe.
If I was a gambling man, that's where I put my money on. Granted, I don't
don't know.
gamble.
I didn't watch the trailer, so your guess is your gamble's better than mine.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I feel like back to reel this all in. I am happy with our tier list. I feel like it is a well-rounded list.
I got to agree. Again, my only disappointment is Eternals being down there all by itself, but it kind of deserves it. Ultimately, I can't deny that.
In comparison, we're not saying that it's for this
Yes.
list. We're not saying we're just saying that it's the worst MCU movie.
Yeah. Again, these are all good movies overall.
Eternals would be, if I could, that would be my screensaver. Just having that movie on in the background, just at all times. Visually beautiful.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
I not thrilled with Iron Man 2 being at a D, but that's a compromise because the Iron Man movies are great. It's hard. Like now when you look at this list all together, it's like, is Iron Man 2 as bad as Thor 1 and 2? No, but that's where it has to lay in this list. That's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like looking at mine and comparing it to the master list we got, like we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on A. And I only have 7
Wait,
that were worthy of
on
an
A?
Right,
1, 2, 4, 8.
Oh shoot, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have
A's
12.
two tiers.
Yeah,
two,
we have 12.
yeah. 12 out of 8, what, 18 total movies, wasn't it? 20. No, 20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 30 movies.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how to count at all. Either way, 12 out of 30 movies, little bit under half of the movies are in A tier.
Yeah. And then our second biggest one is a B tier.
Yeah. Which, looking at mine, it's like I've got 7 movies on the A tier. I've got 7 movies on the B tier. I only have 3 as an S. Yeah.
My S was chunked down. 7. I have 7 S's. but that's,
I feel like
that's just me. And like,
Yeah.
I know that's just a me thing, because it's like I will give all the Cap movies an S, because like that's what I go to anytime. Anytime Lex is like, "Hey, let's watch a Marvel movie," I'm like, "Which Captain America?"
Yeah, and to be fair, I was very much going and wanted to put Infinity War and Endgame into my S tier list.
Yeah,
I just personally felt like, I don't need that much as an S tier for me. Like, what is an S tier for me? These 3. Like, these 3 are ones that's like, yes, I will watch this, no matter what.
and yours were
Guardians 1,
okay.
Spider-Man,
No Way Home.
No Way Home, yep,
Mm-hmm.
and then Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse.
Yeah, I'm happy
which-
where we put Doctor Strange,
Which
because I felt B was
of my
weird.
3, only 1 remained as an S tier in the overall.
Yeah, because I had Doctor Strange 2, Electric Boogaloo in B, but I'm like, it still didn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You make the lists and you're like, all right, and you're like, you could dissect your own list multiple times.
Oh yeah. Like, I wasn't completely happy with mine when I
Yeah.
saved it. It was like, well, this is what I'm going with. I'll swap things on the fly if we do.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's why, because like Rouch thought we were just gonna talk about our lists, and I'm like, no, we're making a master list. We're gonna go from our reference points, like our lists, and compare and see where we're at. This is good.
Agreed.
Tier lists are a lot of fun, because like,
Yeah.
I can't do a best to worst, like a top 20 or whatever. Can't do it.
Oh yeah, that shit's that's so hard.
Yeah, so just can't. With MCU, I could probably do it with Castlevania, but I wouldn't be happy with the outcome.
Never are.
No. I'm excited for us to do our Overwatch tier list.
Oh man, we have to do that at some point.
Yeah.
It's gotta happen.
Yeah, especially maybe we'll do that for the launch of season 3.
Sure, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good time for that. Like knowing how Rouch's life goes, we'll probably be able to sneak in an episode with just you and me.
More than likely.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure, you know, like I've mentioned before, I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law is going to be moving back. Don't have a clue when.
Okay.
But there'll probably be a couple more opportunities in the future here soon for you and Russ to do some solo episodes on your more Marvel, Capcom, fighting game type stuff that I'm less familiar with. Or...
Yeah, with that we'll do that. That's where we'll get our fighting games in, stuff like that. You know, I like where we're going with this vodcast or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's just us bullshitting and hopefully people watching it. And if they don't, I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, it's fun for us. You know, if you want to come and chill with us and watch, that's cool too. You know, you can chill live in the chat. We might not always directly acknowledge the chat while we're live. Like,
You get more interaction with us typing to it instead of
yeah.
chatting to it.
If you know, at least most of the time, if I notice it, I'll try and type in, chat, respond to people in chat, through chat.
We're learning
you
as
know,
we go.
We could also in the future maybe just start responding to chat and for people watching after the fact, be damned, come watch us live. We're here live doing this all the time when we do it. So
You're not wrong, sir. You are not wrong. So, on that note, I want to thank everybody for hanging out, listening, watching, however you took this media in.
enjoy your 3-hour podcast.
Woo! With first half hour with some technical difficulties. Yes,
Minor.
love it.
You didn't miss much.
Join our Discord. You know, link will be down below. Like, we want to see your tier list, or if
Yes,
you just
tell
want
us.
to comment on the YouTube thing, tell us where what we did right, what we did wrong. You know, why we're just idiots. You know, why did Rouch have to go play volleyball?
Yeah.
We want
Yell
to
at
hear
him.
these things.
Yell at Rouch.
yeah.
No volleyball on podcast nights.
So, Truth, where can everybody find you on the interwebs?
The interwebs, I am on the Twitter. I don't actively post on the Twitter a lot, but I do retweet a lot. You can find me there at about_failing, FAILING. And you can find me on the YouTubes at Truth About Falling. I think there was nothing else with that.
Yeah, I
it's
think
just at Truth
that's
About
just
Falling
it.
now. I'm pretty sure I corrected that. I'm also in the Discord. I am the the head mod in charge over there outside of Nintendo, who's the owner. I am second in command essentially. I'm one of the only people that's posting in there regularly, so come talk to me. Tell me about your tier list. I want to know. Yell at me about mine. Hate me for my shit placement of Captain America and the Avengers movies and whatnot. 'Cause-
We are absolutely going to be posting the tier list in the Discord.
Yes, I will link mine in there.
Everybody will link
I'll
theirs.
make sure.
We'll
I'll
put
make
the
sure Raj
master list.
and might get theirs in there in the master list as well. Yeah.
Yep. Where you could find me, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/NintendoNJ. You could find me on the Twitter with the same name, twitter.com/NintendoNJ. YouTube at NintendoNJ. You can talk with me in the Discord. I'm going to keep talking about it because we want more people in there. You know, we're fun. We're all right. I post we'll do some fun stuff in there. Absolutely go check
we need
out.
some more regular people, and then
Yeah.
we can start doing more.
Yeah, because
We got
everybody,
plans, but we need people to actually talk.
because a lot of the people that are in there are people I just text. You know, it's funny when we're all trying to get the three of us together. Truth will comment in the Discord, our group chat there, and then I have to relay it to Rouch via texting it, and then I'll put it in our group text. You know, we need one medium here. We need one form where, because he doesn't check Discord enough. He's bad with that. I gotta work on
That's
him
fair.
with that.
I can start sending my stuff to the text.
It's funny because
I'll leave the Discord for more important notice stuff.
the one night that, because I usually when I'm working or whatever, I don't check Discord enough. So I texted him, be like, "Hey man, I'm gonna be running late," and then I hit him up in Discord because that's usually how he goes, and he texted me 5 minutes later, "Hey man, I'm gonna be running late." So we contacted each other the opposite way that we normally do.
Yep. No, that was fun.
Other things you should check out. Go check out geekade.com, the podcast network. We will be on there at some point. You know, we're just trying to get a couple episodes under our belt because our scheduling for this has been kind of rough a bit. It's, you know, life finds a way. Also,
We're kind of when we can.
Yeah,
type of
that's it.
podcast at the moment.
That's it. You know, little by little. And W.com, use code TheNintenDude to save 10% on all your W purchases. You know, who doesn't love saving money? I know I do. You should too. And so to wrap this all up, next episode we will be talking about game services, the companies like Game Pass, Nintendo Switch Online, Epic Games, you know, what you get out of it, you know, is it worth it? Shit like that. And then you'll get more of us bullshitting in the beginning again. Look who just came home.
Oh, about dang time. Unfortunately, just too little too late.
Too little too late, sir. But yeah.
We put all your movies in the incorrect spots, and too bad.
This tier list is perfect now.
Shut up.
It's a perfect tier list.
It's not even fucking close.
You are out of your mind, sir. So, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking this out. Yeah. Keep it nerdy. Cowabunga. Have a good night,
Later,
guys.
folks.